Alrighty. It looks like we are already live. It looks like we are already. Turn that off. Alright. Welcome, fellow. Lol. Welcome, fellow people, to Final Fantasy XIV. And the inaugural show of Massive Multiplayer Mondays. Let me make sure that we don't get that more. Get on the right data center, and go into that. So, let's get on to my newer character. So, Final Fantasy XIV, small background. Mighty presumptuous of you. It's for the VOD, the people who are watching the VOD. So Final Fantasy XIV is the second of the two massive multiplayer online games that Square Enix has released in the Final Fantasy series. The first of which is Final Fantasy XI, which I may or may not get to, which released in like the PS2 era. I'm not entirely sure when that was. And then Final Fantasy XIV was released in 2013, I believe. It had a weird start where it started, everyone hated it, so they burned it all to the ground and started again. And now it's what we have. We're all Toxin Gen. So I guess I can start off by saying my name is Morgan Forbush. I am a master's student here in anthropology, cultural anthropology to be specific. And what I want to do with this show, Massive Multiplayer Mondays, is every Monday just kind of play some massively multiplayer online role-playing games like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, I don't know, PS02. Maybe we'll branch out into like Diablo or Destiny or something like that, but mostly just role-playing games because that's what I envision for the show. And I kind of want to talk about community building and how developers, set out to get their players talking to each other and having fun together. I'm starting with Final Fantasy XIV because I have played. Final Fantasy XI is still playable. Actually, they're still releasing content. There's still like new events. I think they were planning a large update like last year to finish off the story. So it's been a long time. I still have people who play Final Fantasy XI. Yeah. So I have put way too much time and energy into Final Fantasy XIV. My other character, not this character, character on Ultros, I have every class to level 80 or level 70 for Blue Mage. I have all my crafters to level 80, all my gatherers to level 80. I have about 150 days worth of playtime in Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah. So that's my history with Final Fantasy XIV. Ren might be joining us a little bit later when his class is done. So we'll see how it goes. I've made this new character just to kind of show the first look at Final Fantasy XIV, and then maybe if I get bored of playing this new character, we'll swap over to my incredible level 80 character. So yeah. Let me get that up. Looks like levels are good. We'll just head in. Yes. Oh, Q. Nothing can be perfect. So there are 3 data centers on... You saw it when I showed the data centers very briefly. There are 3 data centers. I don't know entirely how the structuring works for Final Fantasy XIV, but there are like 6 different data centers, or there's more like 9 different data centers. Yeah, 21 wants to sub. I have been subbed to this game. Vise, hi Iggy. Yes, it is. It is I. Yeah, I've been played for 21 months. I got into it for actually my senior thesis of culture anthropology at my undergrad, and then I just kept playing. So, yeah. so there's a cutscene. I'm gonna let it play. Yeah, I've played. Iggy's a friend from my Final Fantasy free company, and he has more time on the game than I. I've never actually, to be honest, like you can kind of see with the cutscene, it's very story based. Yeah. So, oh, she's talking to us. We've got a Mother Crystal talking to us. I played this. I used to play Lord of the Rings online, which was very much a WoW clone, and I like the grind of MMOs. It's kind of what draws me to MMOs is that grinding to it. But I like this game because a lot of my friends play this game, or specifically my best friend from a very long time played this game. So that's what kind of drew me to the game, and that's why I started playing it. And the fact that it's really story focused, and I have a lot of people playing the game with me, that also is why I've stuck with it so much. Yeah, we just got a nice cutscene with loving animations and my character. So yeah. I've chosen to be a bard so you can see the beautiful pants on my level 50 glam. Do you play did you play a lot of Final Fantasy, Ryan? You talked about getting into Shadowbringers. Yeah, shoot the bow. Just up to the first expansion, so you got to Heavensward? Yeah. I would think Heavensward is very good. The base game has gotten through, if you played a few years ago. Oh, are we getting talked to? Yeah, so the base game has gotten a lot of cut to it. Can I make this auto scroll? No. I think with like 2 updates ago, they've pretty much streamlined all of A Realm Reborn, so it's much easier to get through and into Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. It kind of sucks that you didn't do Heavensward, because Heavensward is like a lot of people's favorites. You get to topple theocracies and fight dragons. um, but yeah, sickness and talking about things. So we got this man talking to us. This guy like appears. You can start in 3. Oh, we got Moogles. He appears in all 3 of the different cutscenes, no matter if you start in Limsa, Gardania, or Ul'dah. He's everywhere. Yeah. Gotta find the right time to devote your life to it. With this cart, yes. Yes. Oh, we can see the Moogles. We're special. I can see the strong Skyrim vibes. We have man talking to us, and then 2 people who are not talking to us, and a silent protagonist. The protagonist never really talks in this game. More of just nods their head and goes along with what everyone else is doing, even if you don't want them to do what they're doing. It's like, wait, no, don't do that. But no, you just gotta nod, wave. Oh man, got the twins. Are we witnessing anything suspicious? No, we haven't. Screams internally. There's no wrong way to play Iggy, that is true. I had a friend in our FC who beat Shadowbringers June of last year, but she had to get through all of Stormblood. But she'd been playing since Heavensward, so she just doesn't devolve from that point. Yeah. Yeah, people take it slow, people take it quick. I am one of those people that just plays. I played all the way through the story. I had a friend I've had friends who don't like doing Party Finder, so like getting matched up with random people, so they had to wait for their friends to be online to do dungeons with them. I just kind of went for it. I was like, oh, I need to do this dungeon, I'll do this dungeon. So, talks amongst yourself, Moogles. So yeah, there's no wrong time to start playing Final Fantasy. It's really how much you can avoid getting addicted to Final Fantasy. If you're that kind of type to get addicted to MMOs. So yeah. Yeah, I'll keep you company, Mr. Random Man. He's a peddler. Peddler by trade. Very interesting. Are we an adventurer? Yes, we are an adventurer. Oh, I get to tell them what kind of adventurer I am. Mass fortune, gain power, win glory. Yeah, I'll win some glory. Just kick something underneath my desk. So yeah. Go to the Venture Guild. Do the things. Yeah. Going. We got a wood waiter. Skirmish broken out head. Oh, of the Ixel. Ixels are bird people. If you guys know that Ixels are bird people. They're gonna fight the Ixels. It's really intense. Oh, tell us what motivates you to play now that you've essentially leveled everything. That's a good question. I've been doing the quote unquote mini games. So like they just released Blue Mage content, so trying to get the spells for Blue Mage since it's limited. I don't know if Ludo Scholar would know what. So Blue Mage is this limited thing that you have to find spells, level it up specifically, and then you get to do the Masquerade or the Mask Carnival, I think it's called, which is just a bunch of mini bosses. So that's kind of what I've been playing. I also do a lot of fashion reports and crafting, mount farming, in the Ishgardian Restoration, which is it's a crafting side quest. And I want to get the mounts for that, so I've been crafting to get that. And there's always raiding. So there's two different kinds of ratings. My kind of rating is very casual, once a week for 2 hours, doing low level content, or lower level content. We're currently doing level 60 raid tier, which came out. It's my first trip to Gridania. No, I've been here before. So that kind of stuff, we're doing it item level synced. So that's just casual, just hanging out with friends, trying to beat old bosses with old mechanics, which is quite hard because some of the mechanics were based on older updates. So things like MP management or even TP management and stuff was a thing back then, and it's no longer a thing. So it's really hard to get to. Sometimes some fights are problematic. For other people who are all level 80, like Iggy, they can do like high level rating, which is TP management. Lol. Yes, yeah. Yeah, TP management isn't actually a thing anymore because they got rid of TP management in Eorzea, so like you don't got to worry about it. um, yes, talk to me about Gridania. So, what other people do, like several people in my furry company, which are guilds in Final Fantasy. Oh, I forgot this head. Um, voice over. That's nice. Virtual escapism at its finest, yeah. Look at this pretty. It's pretty city as it lingers. I could do some high level like savage raiding, which is less casual. You gotta like make sure you work with your team and everything. I don't do that. I just don't have time for it. Beep boop. He's a bot. Actually not. A lot of the people who play Final Fantasy XIV, I've noticed, well, a decent amount of them, not all of them, don't really have any prior experience with Final Fantasy. They either like moved over from, yes, um, they moved over from WoW, or they just picked it up because people were talking about it. Um, my best friend who kind of got me into it hasn't really played that many Final Fantasy games before 14. I've not played any Final Fantasy games out of besides 14. You can listen to the Hobbit sounding. I didn't play any Final Fantasy games. I just got into it because it was an MMO. What? I like Final Fantasy, but I never. There's in the game. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things that are crossovers with other Final Fantasy games, and they totally pass over my head. Like a lot of the like 24 mans. Like one of them is a really like a really like basic Final Fantasy thing, Crystal Tower, and I totally just didn't I was like, yeah, Crystal Tower is in a lot of Final Fantasy games, but I didn't get any other facts about it. And then not Void Ark, but the level 70 24 mans are based in tactics, I think. I'm not entirely sure. And I just didn't understand it. I was like, oh look, a bunny girl. So yeah. But there's a lot of people who came over from WoW. Unfortunately, World of Warcraft has not had the best expansion packs as of late, so a lot of people come over to Final Fantasy to raid or do stuff. I don't know, but I got a bow. I'm gonna be a DPS, so that's fun. Have you played any other Final Fantasy? Iggy, did you play any Final Fantasy games before Final Fantasy 14? You played 11, right? What the? Yeah, they pushed a lot for Final Fantasy. Yeah, World. Of, it's interesting because World of Warcraft, maybe even before 14. Yeah, World of Warcraft is one that I want to get to in this show wherever it goes, because it's one of those things where it's this Goliath in the industry that I just never have played before. And I knew they had the Shadowlands, which a lot of people were like, "Oh, Shadowlands is just stealing wholesale the Shadowbringers." I don't think it did too much, but they definitely poached some ideas. I'm on mouse and keyboard. Oh yes, tell me how to move. I don't want to load the browser. I don't need my controllers. Okay. So, this is the terrible UI that I now have to fix. So, I think Final Fantasy is, at least with my experience with Lord of the Rings Online had a very standard HUD. You couldn't really move it around. Oh, tell me how to initiate quests. I'll go talk to this guy. I accept. Always gonna have a little cutscene. Yeah. I watched a few people play it, and it definitely seemed very narrative instead of go to area, pick all the quests up, go to different area. It seemed more narrative than I presumed World of Warcraft would be, but then again, I didn't really play a lot of World of Warcraft. I've accepted a quest. Oh, thank you. All right. Got a duty list. Cool. And now I can actually roam free, I think. Or are we still in it? I believe we are still in like this limbo zone of of tutorial. So you can't see any other people until you complete the quest of coming to Gridania, and I think picking up a side quest. Duties and quests, the same thing? No? I'm trying to think if I have a different... So like quests, there are duties within quests, like the duty finder, or is that part of... The duty finder is kind of what you use to get into dungeons. Yeah. Let's talk to this Elzen as my cat stares at me. Hello, cat. So yeah, so duty finders are how you get into dungeons. You can enter dungeons from like spots on the map, but really if you just want to enter dungeons, you just go to the duty finder. Whereas quests are just kind of separate things where you talk to people. One thing that's kind of cool for most of, they can also involve the duty finder. Yeah, Iggy, that's a good point. One thing with a lot of quests is that they have somewhat of cutscenes where you talk to someone. Like here is an actual cutscene, but sometimes it just kind of locks your camera angle and you just talk to someone for a little bit. Essentially matchmaking, yeah. So. I don't know. Is that a WoW thing? It could just be the fact that it might be a Japanese thing where they came up with it in Japanese and then it kind of got translated over to English without people thinking too much about it. But yeah. Oh yeah. That's a great look you got there. Telling me all about where I can go and venture. So, now the wounds have barely begun to heal, so 5 years past Erza had a well-nigh laid to waste by a dread worm emerge from within the lesser moon Dalamund. So that was Bahamut. Bahamut came and rained fire upon the realm, and they called it the Calamity. What I want to point out, since I'm here, is that when the original game failed miserably, when 1.0 just was not doing great, a lot of people didn't like it, Square Enix kind of fired everyone who's working on it currently and hired a bunch of new people. And the people they hired knew, this is a very simplification, decided to nuke 1.0 and make 2.0. And they kind of involved it within the story. So 1.0 existed within the canon of Final Fantasy XIV. It just happened to be that this Bahamut that rained fire down the earth destroyed 1.0. And then they could build 2.0 upon those ashes. Yeah, it's fascinating that it's one thing just to completely relaunch and reboot a game. It's another thing to incorporate it into the canon. And there's videos on YouTube, and maybe Iggy can find it, because I think Iggy and Clam have pulled it up several times, where players were actually there when the servers were getting nuked, pretty much, and they just like, this is the final days of 1.0, and you could see things exploding and stuff. It was really neat. I think it kind of endeared a lot of people to the story, because that story is such a fascinating bit of thing, and if you didn't know it, it doesn't matter because you didn't play 1.0, but if you played 1.0 and you also played 2.0, it's like, oh, I was there, and I remember how bad it was, or how quote unquote bad it was. I think it was just much more like Final Fantasy 11, and people didn't really like that, especially in 2013 compared to when Final Fantasy 11 came out. But that might be a question for people who played Final Fantasy 11, which I will do. I will. Oh, that's a good question. I think people have, if you have a legacy account, so legacy is the 1.0 characters, there are certain like event items and other things that you can get, that you could redeem after the fact. And I want to say you could like recover your character's, like your character's appearance, but you had to restart the story but I think you get like items and things you had. Don't quote me on that. Oh look, I've come to Gridania. I've accepted the quest. And now I've finished it. So yeah. Look at that, I leveled up. Yeah, scaled for a level 1 player. Oh, I got my things. Let me talk to you again. Well, she has 3 tasks for me. How nice. So yeah. Yeah, for a level 1 player. I really am fascinated. I kind of wish at some point they asked, so the developer for Final Fantasy, or the main head lead for Final Fantasy is Yoshi P, or Yoshida P. I don't know his last name. I just know his name is Yoshida, but everyone calls him Yoshi P. And at some point, someone asked Yoshi P, like, would there ever be like a legacy server for Final Fantasy 14, similar to a World of Warcraft? That's a good question. I will answer in a moment. I asked Yoshi P to, if there was ever going to be a classic World of Warcraft-like server, and he just laughed and said no. Naoki Yoshida? Oh, Yoshi P. Okay, thank you, Iggy. You are more knowledgeable. No, WoW has it has a really big add-on community, yeah. For this game, I'm trying to think, there's not a lot of interface add-ons, I don't think. At least I haven't seen them. Technically, add-ons are against terms of service. Technically. But as long as you're not using them for evil, aka being really toxic. Hi, Lel! You get to see my crystal character. she's just my human. So add-ons. Promise I won't. So add-ons are, there's an add-on that a lot of raiders use that gives you your like DPS output and like your healing stats. And look, we can see everyone now. And that's really famous. A really add-on that's really used. It's called ACT, and that's used a lot. Damage meter, basically. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, Iggy, there's not a lot of add-ons for HUD or other accoutrements. It's mostly for like DPS and for like raiding. I don't personally, I have ACT installed, but I don't use it, mostly because I'm terrible at DPS, so I don't want to look at it. What I don't know won't kill me. So yeah, now we can see everyone. Hello. That's a Lalafell. Oh boy. That's fair. Yeah, there's some mods that change job icons. There's also, I don't know if there's like mods in WoW for similar things, but there's a lot of cosmetic mods for Final Fantasy. Like you can get clothes that look certain differently, or you can get mods that help you take better screenshots, because why not? Okay. Yes. I understand. Okay. So there's also mods. There's 2 races. Hat mods for view. Yeah. There's specific. Oh, I cannot see. Oh, there she is. There's a bunny. So there's Vieras in this game, and they can't wear hats. But there's modders who make hats available to them. So a lot of people are angry for Square Enix for not allowing hats for Vieras. Because modders can. Yeah, those kind of mods. But then it's still technically against terms of service. And especially for like ACT, if you are caught, if someone reports you for saying, "Oh, you only are at 3,000 DPS, that's really low. You're a ninja. You should be at 10,000," and being kind of toxic, then you get a trip to the GMs for being for not being nice, and they say, "Hey, don't do that." The GMs are quite nice in this game, so that they're kind of understanding if you do something, you get reported, and they talk to you, and you go, "Well, there's misunderstanding," then it's fine. I gotta change my HUD. It's bothering me. Now I have to remember how to change my HUD. There, that's how I change my HUD. So one reason I don't think there is a lot of HUD modding is because the HUD for Final Fantasy is pretty malleable. You get to move anything and everything you want to move. Mostly I just like to move my hotbars down to closer to me. Make that visible. Make the enemy list over here. Move the party list. And I do... Unfortunately, can't really transfer it very well between characters. There's a way to do it based on files. So you can go into your files and copy like your character HUD file into this new character HUD file, and then your HUDs are copied. But I don't know if there's any way to do that actually in game. But oh no! Yeah, trying to transfer it to an alt. It's really annoying. I wish there's a certain amount of things. Oddly enough, there's a lot that's saved locally for Final Fantasy. So there are certain things that you're like, well, why can't I save this to the server? And it's just not done. Yeah. I have a lot of mail that I have to go get. I'll do that for... Yeah, then you can kind of see it on stream. Not that you could read it, but you can kind of see it. My notices... Oh, I don't use the inventory grid, and my guild can go right down there. Okay, I'm gonna plus... Oh, right, my parameter meter's down here. Put that up there. I was like, where is my health bar? I will say a lot of my HUD comes from how used to I was to Lord of the Rings Online, because this is pretty much what Lord of the Rings Online looks like, except the journal bar would be up farther. Okay, there's all these people here. Hello, peoples. What am I doing? Oh, I'm attuning. So yeah, that's what's going on. What time is it? It's 3:30. So I'm just gonna walk around, do my thing. Currently what I'm going through is pretty much just tutorial. Maybe I'll do some New Game Plus with Shadowbringers, that'd be fun. Or New Game Plus with Stormblood? Yes. Quick travel, I understand. But yeah. I have returned Learn. Sweet. Oh, that was all the minions. Okay. Where do I need to go? I need to go over here. One thing I will say, kind of talking about how story focused this game is for all of your time doing... I know people who play Final Fantasy know this, but for all the time that you play Final Fantasy, if you have a current main scenario quest, they just kind of have it there, so you can always know what you need to do next to advance the story, the main story at least. It also tells you when you have class quests to do. And it just helps you kind of stay focused on the main story if you want to, and it also allows you to go and just fuck off for a while until you want to get back to the main story, and then you just click there, and it says, hey, go over there. So, that's nice. Why is my map so big? It's a big map. Alright. But yeah. So we're just gonna do some tutorializing. Give them that. I think a lot of the quest doing things is not unlike other MMOs. Go pick up a thing, go talk to this guy, bring this guy a pastry. A lot of A Realm Reborn is go to this person, talk to them. Okay, go talk to the person you just were talking to. Go over there, go back and forth. But they cut a lot of that out because of getting people into the game, which is really nice. because a lot of the it kind of incentivizes people to start the game again and to actually, because I've always wanted to. I haven't done it yet, but I've always wanted to restart an AR character and just go through and see how much they cut out of it, where they trimmed a lot of the non-story elements, because AR's story is pretty scatterbrained. It, it's very much like, oh, do your first 15 levels in Gridania, and then you go to the other places and you unlock a bunch of quests, and then unlock a bunch of dungeons, do the dungeons, and oh boom, big bad guy's here, fight the big bad guy. It's kind of scatterbrained, and I was kind of lost when I first played through it, since there's a lot of fluff in between actual story elements, which is kind of a problem with a lot of MMOs. Like I know, like Lord of the Rings, the other one that I know, Lord of the Rings Online, you picked up all these side quests, and one of them would be the main scenario quest, but it would blend into all the other quests, so you wouldn't know if you were actually like continuing the story, or if you were just or if you were just walking around killing like rabbits' feet and stuff. There was a little bit of an indication if it was a story quest or not, like a main story quest, but it wasn't obvious, so to speak. Joining the Archer Guild. I will join the Archer Guild. Let's go talk to the Archer man. Or sorry, Archer lady. Hello. So yeah. I forgot everyone in Gridania is an Elzen. There's plenty of other people, but a lot of them are Elzens. So yeah. We're just playing some Final Fantasy. Did you skip your character, Lel, when you went on to Crystal, or did you play through things? She's... Huh? So. You can skip. I could skip this character. You can skip characters to level 70. Actually, I think you can story skip through any... I skipped. $40 for a job and story skip. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even know if that's going to be worth it when data center travel starts up, right? But so yeah, if you don't want to, like, I could have very well made a character, gone onto the Mog Station, and bought myself a story skip and a level skip, which I could skip all the way. Yeah, you'll be rating on both, yeah. Story skip to the newest expansion, so Shadowbringers. If you skip next expansion, you'll skip past Shadowbringers, which is a travesty. But you'll get to the most current expansion, and then you can skip to 10 levels below maximum, so currently you can skip to level 70. I think they also offer skips to all the 10s, so if you want to skip to level 50 and skip AR and just get to Heavensward, or if you want to skip to Heavensward and do Stormblood, you can do that. For me personally, I kind of wanted to play through AR and also want to save some money. Save some money on skipping and things. Cause there's no real time rush for me to get up to max level. I may be a sub for a raid group on this. Yeah, they added New Game Plus. So yeah, there's kind of bonuses. There's kind of no need. So you could skip to the end, then go back and play it at your leisure. Oh, I leveled up. I'm level 3. I haven't got a new skill since fine. So, I can't continue the main story quest until I'm a certain level. I do not know what level that is. Let's go ask. So this is where kind of the MMO grind comes in, just a little bit. So, level 4. Let's go shoot some bumblebees. Yeah, so skipping, that's kind of part of the, I guess, skipping kind of gets into the monetization talk. So, level skipping is $20 to get up to level 70. It's $20 to skip up the story to level 70, so that's $40. It's cheaper if you want to skip over AR or if you want to skip to Stormblood. There's differing price ranges, but you're going to pay up to $40 to skip where you want to skip. And that kind of talks to the monetization of Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy is a subscription model, but it has some monetization on the side, which are mostly glams. um, some of it is convenience. Like there's level skipping. There's also level skipping for retainers. You can level skip different classes. Or... Oh, I got another thing. Yeah, you can level skip retainers, you can level skip different classes on a single character. Put that over there. And so yeah. But you still have to pay a monthly fee, and it's $15 a month. And I think that kind of is different. You see this market difference in monetization schemes between free-to-play and subscription models. Like with the subscription model, they don't really necessarily need to monetize convenience because you're already paying for a game. It just may be that they can add on a few extra little tidbits, like little sprinkles. Whereas free-to-play, usually they monetize convenience. It's like, oh, well, you want this cool thing, you're going to have to do 20 hours of work to get to it. And so that's how they monetize it, because they need the money. Oh, I just killed that guy's Fungar. Oops. Oh no, we're fighting over Fungars. But yeah. That's a point I was trying to make about subscription models. And you also have, like, World of Warcraft is like a subscription model, and so is Final Fantasy. There are other ones that are free to play online, like I keep going back to Lord of the Rings Online, but I have a lot of experience with it. Lord of the Rings Online went from a subscription. A lot of things go from subscription to free to play, and then it kind of can go downhill from there. Lord of the Rings Online has a lot of, like, oh, you can get XP boosts or stat boosts that kind of break the game, so to speak. So you're playing a massive multiplayer online game, and while it's mostly like what I'm doing is a single player experience, but it's really hard to be a single player experience and you're walking around as a level 4 and you watch another level 4 go up like 10 levels from while you're just going up a level at a time really slowly. So it kind of is a status thing. And also you're like, well, I don't want to be sitting here grinding for 10 hours. I also want to be leveling if they can level that fast. So it kind of ruins the kind of camaraderie, I want to say, a little bit. But yeah. Yes, experience points. Let me... Oh, look, achievements. Sweet. So what I'm doing now here, getting into social aspects of things, is is I'm going to be getting into the Novice Network, because why not? Let's see how it goes. What is the Novice Network? Can I join the Novice Network? Oh, I need to be invited to the Novice Network. So what the Novice Network is, it's kind of a... what's the best way to explain it? So the Novice Network, you're invited to the Novice Network as a new adventurer by a mentor, and then the Novice Network gives out, hopefully, decent advice and answering questions, and also allowing new parties to form. Be like, hey, I'm trying to do Fates in the East Shroud. Can I go do that? And it's this really neat thing. When I was a wee lad doing my first character for my senior thesis, I got into the Novice Network, and it was actually fine. Some Novice networks are notorious for um, being quite toxic. My Novice Network, I think I was on Lamia, and it was fine. It actually gave me some good advice, and I asked some questions about tanking and things. Um, and it was generally fun. I got invited to it within like an hour of playing. Um, usually it's mentors fighting with each other. Yeah, yeah. So like you have the novices who are invited to the Novice Network who ask questions, and then you have mentors who, gain the mentor status by doing. They need a certain amount of commendations, and then they need to have a certain quests, a certain classes leveled up to be part of the novice network mentorship. And yeah, the mentors do fight with each other a lot, but when it works well. Pick on the Sprouts, Yuji. Yeah, I will say when it works well, it works. It's really nice. It's one of those. It's a small little thing that's just when it works, it's really cool. When it doesn't work, it's a little shitty for like novice sprouts who just want to play the game and ask a question about armor or something. Um, where's Bannock? Oh, I have to leave. Okay. So, and Lamia was quite nice because I was like, I have no idea how to play this game. Can you answer my questions? I think one of them invited me to an FC. It was kind of nice. It's a great way for new players to find somewhat of a community, and the fact that it exists is really cool. And that kind of speaks to, I don't want to use, yes, they definitely could improve it by making it harder to make. They did semi make it harder to be a. Sorry if you can hear Eli sneezing. Semi easier to become a mentor, or harder. Um, but also it still wasn't that hard. I don't know, to become a mentor, you need what, like 3,000? You need a certain amount of commendations, which are like you did good in dungeons, and then you to the relative level. Yeah, so they go to the next relative level, and then isn't there a commendation level that you need to achieve to get into the Novice Network? But then again, that's really pretty easy to get to if you're quiet and you're a healer or a tank. You pretty much just get showered with commendations. Oh, my kitty just meowed at me. So yeah. But it's not that high. I think I could be a mentor at this point with about 15 to 1600 commendations. I think or maybe like a crafting. Maybe I could do like a crafting mentor. Um, I'm lost. Okay. I'm no longer lost. But the fact that it's there it kind of points to, I don't want to call them affordances, but a lot of people call them affordances, so maybe I'll call it affordances. Yeah. And so like affordances, or I guess I'm going to call them features. So features that kind of allow for community building. Novice Network is one of those. The free companies are also one of those where you're kind of allowed, you're invited or you ask to be part of a guild that's just kind of a pre-built community pretty much that you're coming into, or you can make your own and invite people in and make friends. Um, oh, I should get boots. Come here. Sorry, my cat is meowing at me. I have to go pet her. Pet. Okay. Back to the game. Gotta talk to you again. So yeah, so there's a lot of features that help community kind of flourish. Free companies, the duty finder. If you find really nice people in the duty finder, present myself to this person. What do I need to do for you? Oh, do I need to put on my boots? No. Okay. I gotta go back and get myself some gear. So yeah. So features that allow community. I'm talking over and over again. I keep getting distracted. But the Novice Network's like one of those. Even like having a say chat function is yeah. Yeah, I can totally agree with that, Iggy. There's a few times that I've made an actual genuine connection in Duty Finder or had fun being a part of a Duty Finder or had really a fun time being with a group in a normal raid. But at the same time, those you really have to work at keeping those connections existing. Yeah, yeah, and I know personal experience, um, or I guess not my personal experience, but talking to other people, the chance encounters in like fates, or seeing that someone doesn't have a free company and a duty finder, be like, hey, you're cool. Ah, speaking of free company invites, I just got invited to a free company. Okay, those new art parties that are pretty cool. What are the new art parties? Um, but they also have, they now did the community finder. I don't know if anyone uses it, but like free companies sign up to look for new people, and they get incentives and rewards for actually being open to new players. Um, I just got an invite to a free company. Let's go look at the details. Oh wow. So, yeah. So been invited to a free company. This looks like a people farm. It's a thing on Twitter. Oh yeah, Russo did that a few times. That's really that's super cool. Probably in Party Finder too. There's also a lot of like even if you do the more interesting of role playing, the role playing in Party Finder is cool to see that people are willing to just be like, "Hey, come to my house." More and more common. Yeah. Just come to my house, I'll draw you, or we'll do some role playing. There's venues where you can go and like quote unquote have a drink with other people who are like-minded. It's always really neat. And um it's one of those things, the community built outside of the game is always um I think a little bit more connected than those inside of the game, because there's just so many people playing in the game and you don't see them normally. And I know I'm just walking around with this company profile. And I think it's one of the things that helps facilitate community. Oh yeah, definitely. I know that there are like on Ultros, where our mains are, um, there is so many just caricatures that are always there. I want to accept this free company. I'm gonna accept this free company invitation. All right, Iggy, let me read your old man comment. Back in my day, reputation mattered because servers were relatively small. That is true. Yeah, and I think that happens a little bit in Final Fantasy times, but also you have to be like a streamer, or you have to like upload your parse. Um, because there's people that I know like that know people. Might be me playing differently here versus Yeah, well, cause like Nick's like super. Nick raids and he's like, oh, these people are super good and they parse really well. And I don't know if they stream or not, but he just sees them on boards or whatever, you know. Um, I'm kind of disconnected from that because I didn't quite start Final Fantasy to make friends. I kind of already had friends, so I did my little senior thesis adventure that I made some friends and talked to some people. But I knew I would always have Lel to invite me to her free companies, so it was always that kind of stuff. But also like with Reputation, I remember. Oh, before the Cross World Party Finder is what I'm thinking. Yeah, yeah. But even on Ultras, there's like Trash Panda. Is it Trash Panda? Yeah, I think so. He's always in Limsa. Also, Tank Program is always there in Limsa, but he's always playing dead. He's great. Um, I will accept your invite. So I've joined a free company. That's fun. I have my keybinds are all different. Trash Panda. He's no longer Trash Panda on Ultros. He's Trash Pandacoot because he moved his main somewhere. I don't know why, but yeah, they used to be abandoned. That's why I always think of them. Oh, they're welcoming me to their party. Hello. Okay, I will momentarily move this so you guys can see what's going on. Yay! So I joined a free company. Oh, why are these all the way over here? I've been invited to what some people call people farms, where they're really large but low active free companies, which are guilds, that they kind of just get people in to buff their numbers, but they seem like nice people. We all quit, came back. So yeah, free, and the fact that you can just invite anyone. Now I'm Astra. Ooh, I will definitely be unfortunately leaving this free company when I get into the other free company. But yeah, so I've been invited to this free company. I'm hanging out with them. They all said hello to me. So if you guys have any questions or need any assistance, feel free to ask. They're nice people, it seems. And we love you. Yeah, it's one of those things. Well, Iggy, you were part of. Okay, let me see if I can get my. You were part of Miss Tech's crew, and so was Yuna in a way. And then you both started to raid together, and then that's how you got involved with our friends group, right? Am I getting that correct? Heartworm. Iggy the Heartworm, yes. More or less, yeah. That kind of points to rating. Like Party Finder, I don't know if I can pull up Party Finder. Little old me. I don't think I can. No, Party Finder. I'll get it later. Our inner circle. Yeah. Ah, ow. My feet are really warm. So yeah. I think that's kind of important to point out because like Chicken Tendies was just someone you picked up for your raid group in Omega tier, and then he just kind of became a part of the FC, the greater FC community. Um, so it's like raiding kind of has that party finder. I will explain it for the people who attendees who have not played Final Fantasy. So in Final Fantasy, I can't show you because I'm not a high enough level. But in Final Fantasy, you have Party Finder, which allows you to put up questions. Let's say, hey, I want to do amount farming, like just doing extremes, or I'm trying to do Savage tier rating, which is the high-ended raid tiers, or you want to do like ultimates, which are a different type of rating. Like you just kind of want to bring a party together, and you can just sit there in Party Finder and find people who want to come. You can say, hey, I want to do a casual, or I want to do a little bit more hardcore. We're looking for these kind of DPSs, and it brings a lot of people together. And if it gives you that opportunity of finding someone who vibes with you, man. Um, and Lel has her friend Tendies who joined for Omega, and now he's actually in the FC on Ultros. But before that, he was just kind of around and he was hanging out with us. He's a nice guy. Iggy kind of got into everything via raid group with a person from the FC. So it's all this like I think the Party Finder is kind of central to the community for Final Fantasy, as well as like the Duty Finder, because Duty Finder is really what forces you to interact with your fellow players, um, and all that jazz. So yeah, that's kind of I want to say a quote unquote feature to the community elements of Final Fantasy is those two core elements. Oh look, a bunny. Hi bunny. It's looking cute. What was I doing? Oh, I need to buy stuff. I need to buy gear. Um, or alternatively, I could just get my. I am so lost. I always get lost in Gridania. But also you talked about Limsa being the hub for like community on, especially like maybe on Ultros. I don't know if that's true on other servers. pick up my car. Thanks, Lel. Thanks for stopping by. Um, so there are 3 starting cities. You have Gridania, which I'm in. You have Limsa Lominsa, or as the admiral will say, Limsa Lominsa. I'm still lost. Where you start as certain other classes, and then there's Ul'dah. So you have these 3 different starting cities, and something important to note about the starting cities, as well as the main cities in each expansion, they're the only cities that have market boards. So it kind of forces this hub community in a sense. Now there's market boards in the residential districts, so that's something different and kind of diffuses everything. But to have market boards only available in the hub cities, like Limsa, the 3 main hub cities in AR, and then Foundation for Heavensward Kugane for Stormblood, and Crystarium for Shadowbringers, kind of centers the community around those areas. For AR, it's where all the new players are. And as a new player, you're walking around this really populated area of players. Because, like, I'm a level 6, and that's a level 80. Just hanging out, looking at the market board, proving my point. So the fact that the market boards are where you can buy items for crafting and all that kind of stuff, it centers the community around those market boards, around those marketplaces. And it kind of leads to this fostering of community because, I mean, it feels like there's people playing with you. I mean, look, it's a massive multiplayer online game, and you got a level 60, level 23, that's a level 80. I can tell because of this glam. So you have all these different people from different walks of life who just kind of are there, hanging around. And I think that helps the feeling of community. It centers all of the people in one spot. And I think that's important. I gotta talk to this guy. Let me buy some gear for you. I don't care. Hey, can you, like... Thank you. Alright, go away. It's giving me too many tooltips, guys. I'm getting overwhelmed. Should I have done that? I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Let's buy some clothes. Need a belt. Can't buy a belt. Insufficient kill. Look at me. Beautiful. Alright. So I just gotta go get some better clothes. This whole area is kind of an introduction to the game. Like, you're around the world, you're in one of these 3 hub cities. This quest says, oh, you need to have gear that's average item level 5. So it teaches you what item level is. So this is it's introducing you a little bit slowly but surely to the game world. How you do quests, how to make sure that you have good gear. That kind of falls on deaf ears sometimes. Every dungeon has an item level requirement, so it kind of forces you to keep progressing through the levels. Make sure you get enough item experience, item level to do stuff, and all that jazz. So yeah, what time is it? It is 4 o'clock. So maybe, perhaps, it is time I switch over and do a little jam on Ultros. Why did I come here? We're just gonna hang out. So, log out, go to return thing. I have Discord notifications. So we're gonna swap over to my level 80 character, do some roulettes. because why not? Oh, I'm on the wrong data center. Boo-hoo. So here you can see the data centers. There are 2 for the European data center, 3 for Japanese, and 3 for America. I think Crystal is the newest, if I can recall correctly. My primary is on Primal, so if you ever want to make a character, make it on Primal so I can say hello, or Ultros in particular. We have a really great FC. Go action. There's my Lalafell. World and Q. So yeah. What else can I talk about for community? I don't know. So, we're going to do some roulettes. So roulettes are... I guess I could talk about roulettes. Roulettes are fun. If I can ever get into the world. So roulettes are the kind of these daily things that you do to get rewards. If you needed XP, they give XP for your classes. And they also allow for... you just get a random dungeon, raid, trial, whatever. And you get matched with a random party, and you play with that party, and you go home. You walk away with, since I'm level 80, I'll be getting Tomes of Allegory and Tomes of other kind of allegory. Let me see what it is. Tomes of Revelation. So those just high level tomes that you use to get high level gear. As the expansion progresses, we're in the 2nd year of the expansion. The new expansion is coming out in fall, so so people are getting to the best gear of the expansion, and then they're just gonna hang out and have really good gear until the expansion drops, and then they will have good gear for the next expansion. Yes. So we're in the housing district. Welcome to the housing district. This is the Free Company FC. Lel isn't here to see me showing off her handiwork. So in Final Fantasy, you can buy your house with your FC, or you can buy it with, like you can buy it yourself and then share your estate with other people. Buying a house is quite difficult. There's not a lot of houses around, and everyone fights for them equally. Is anyone online besides me? Oh, there's plenty of people online. This is the FC. I couldn't pull this up on my other character because I didn't know the key binding for it. But you can see the people who are online. You can see what they're doing. Who's been online. I think we have 44 people in our FC, so it's not like a necessarily small FC, but it's not huge. We get by with our amount of members. And every FC, one of the great things about FCs is they're a community that you can talk to. You have your own free company chat room, I guess you could call it, a chat channel that only the FC members can see. Speaking of other chat abilities, chat things, you can have cross-world link shells, so you can talk to other people on different servers in the data center. So we have people who are on Behemoth and people who are on Excalibur. You can also have ones that are just on the server, and that also allows you to have your own private chats with people, because sending tells back and forth between 2 characters is a pain. So they kind of incentivize making link shells and making private chat rooms or making like a free company or something, because it allows for better communication. And at least that's my opinion. And link shells can be group chats and things, so that kind of may force community actions. But yeah, I'm just in a pool. I'm getting wet as a little Lalafell. So we'll go do a roulette. I'm not gonna go. as a healer, because that is not my jam. But you can see there are all sorts of roulettes that you can do. They all have level requirements. So guild tests are like the lowest of lowest. We'll do a guild test, just because I can. They're just little short tutorials that teach new players how to operate. If they're a tank, it says, "Hey, you're a tank, go do that," or "Hey, you're a healer, do this." And then it's kind of baby steps to dungeons. It's kind of a nice primer for dungeons, and I think that's kind of important to do because it allows people in different roles to understand what they need to do and all that stuff. Yeah. So that is what we're doing. We are doing some guild tests, and I think you have guild tests which are really low level. They're level 10, so you can do guild tests before you get to do actual real dungeons. So it's that kind of primer, getting you kind of introduced to A, the duty finder, and B, getting into dungeon-like scenarios that are actually pretty easy, as we'll see. And then there's 2 level 80 dungeons specifically for the highest levels. In Stormblood it was level 70. The next one will be level 90. There's 2 4-man dungeons. So in Final Fantasy you have 4-man dungeons, 8-man dungeons, 24-man alliance raids, and then you have crazy, very like one-off inclusions of 48-man activities. They're very hard to organize, to get together. Square Enix has routinely have issues with getting people to do the 48 mans, like having the rewards be enough to do them constantly. One of those examples being they introduced this new way to get a big weapon. We can go and do that a little bit. I think that might be interesting. Doing some scatter shots, seeing what sticks. Yeah, so for level 80s, they can do this special area, it's a special instanced area called the Bojin Southern Front. It has its own, here, let me zoom in on my cute character. It has its own instance, it has its own story, it has its own little place that you go to. You queue up for it, and it puts you in this instance with other people from different data centers, different servers, and within that instance is the Bojin Southern, is the Castrum Latour. It's kind of the penultimate dungeon of the area, and it's a 48-man. So you have to have 48 people in the instance with you, and then you have to have 48 people in that instance who want to do Castrum with you, because there's definitely a minimum amount of people that you need to clear it. So that kind of content is somewhat a pain to actually queue into and do, which kind of points to how you properly incentivize people to do community things. I know just recently they actually changed what Castrum Latour drops, so like the loot from it, and it contributes to the new relic line, so there's a lot more people doing Castrum, which kind of breathed life into that Boja community. So that's really cool, really interesting that happens. And with like the Bojans on their front is all this level 80 content. There's 72 people playing around. You get into these critical engagements, which are just basically boss battles in the Bojans on their front, and you're kind of fighting with all these people, attempting not to die. You forming up parties, trying to get healers around. It's this really kind of communitas sort of thing. I think next week I might jump into the Bojan Southern Front, just because I think it would be very fun to show people. But yes, we're going guild tests and we're having a fun queue. Let's not do guild tests. Let's do something cooler. There's 2 people viewing. Hmm. do trials. There we go. So you can see in the duty finder, you say, hey, I want to do trials, and you get matched up with, this is an 8-person boss battle, so you just get matched up with 7 other random people. You can also be in a party. Like you can party up with 3 or 4 people and queue in. Oh, of course. Every time I queue in for something, it goes a little bit weird, a little bit sideways. So yeah, we're gonna do this. It's a little loud. Let me turn that down for you. So yeah. So, with the duty finder, we just got matched up with 7 random people. This is a random dungeon. Sometimes you can have people who are brand new to the dungeon there. Sometimes it's just random people who just are also doing roulette who get matched up with this. This particular one is level 50, so you actually get synced down to level 50. So it's kind of a difference in perspective, like how you have to orient yourself to what you're doing. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, I think the duty finder is really a good tool to talk with people. I'll show something neat afterwards. After this. We just got a bunch of people, random people hanging around, playing some things. And Trials is not the only one. There's normal raids, which is also an 8-man boss battle, pretty much. We're gonna watch the Moogles dance. You have leveling and 50, 60, 70 are both dungeons, and dungeons are 4-man. And so it's a little bit more, I would say, intimate, because dungeons are much longer than trials and normal raids. So you get a lot more interpersonal communication with them, typically. Not all the time. Oh boy. So we might die. This is fine. This can happen. So yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by killing good King Moggle. This is actually like one of the hardest. I always do this where I'm like, oh, I'll do a roulette and it'll be easy, and then it turns out to be like the worst possible one to do. So yeah, this is a notoriously hard one to do. It got better. It's still bad. But yes. So this is an 8-man. Dungeons are 4-man, so they're a little more intimate. I'm going to try to queue into one as a tank, because it'll be a faster queue. But also might not be a great idea, because I'm getting distracted. So we'll just do whatever floats my fancy. Whatever floats my fancy. That's what we're doing here. Oh, there we go. And he's dead. Look at that. And then this is what I'm talking about with player accommodations. Commend the player who left a positive impression on you. I usually just go by who said hello. Fangtus said hello, so I will give him my commendation. Yeah. There's also, looking at the loot table, you have need. So if it's on your class or your class is one of the people that would need it, you hit need. You can also greet it if you want it, but you're not that class, or you can pass it. I don't want it, so I'm going to pass it. Also, oh, I should say thank you. I totally forgot to say thank you. Where are my manners? So yeah, just get matched up with 7 random people. Most of them said hello. You can't see the chat because it's usually something courteous to hide the chat. Although you can kind of see it peeking out, but I'll hide it. But yeah, there it is. Now it's gone. Hopefully next week I might have a cool logo to cover the chat, or I'll just use a Serious Play logo. I like the Serious Play logo. So yeah, that was trials. Go back to Duty Finder. You can do these once per day for. Oh, it doesn't have my. Yeah, there you go. It says reward already received. You get a daily reward for doing these things, so it incentivizes you doing roulettes every day, whether it's for experience or in regards to like leveling the high level tomestones, or the storm seals. Ooh. And so it gives these incentives to do it every day. Expert in particular, you want to do that every day so you can like cap on tomes, so to speak, so you can keep up to date on gear. I don't do that. I'm a little lazy. um, but the Duty Finder is really good tool to, be a part, help someone clear. A lot of times it's, and Duty Finders aren't just roulettes. Let me withdraw from that. You can individually go for dungeons. You can also go for different trials, different raid. These are the alliance raids, which are 24 man, and then you have your normal raids, which are just 8 mans. And you can queue in them separately, or you can do the roulette, roll the wheel, see what you get. And either way you do it, you get, if you're not doing it with a pre-built party, so you're not partying up with 4 people and doing a dungeon, you always are going to get matched with different people. And I've had times where we've had a really great time doing a dungeon. I've also had times where I didn't have necessarily great people doing a dungeon with me, so they got really angry when we wiped. If it's their fault or not, or people didn't know the mechanics, there's a certain amount of information that some people think that other players need, and sometimes they get angry that they don't know that information. But also a lot of times in dungeons and things, especially when you're clearing it with someone for the first time, clearing being doing the first run of it, you get a lot of people who say, oh, this is my first time, what mechanics I need, and there's a lot of nice people, including myself, who explain to the mechanic that they need to know. Sometimes they just say, hey, dodge. Dodge the big orange circles. And sometimes it's, hey, uh, there's not a lot of mechanics, just follow me. Sometimes I explain mechanics in depth. It really depends on where you are and what the person thinks they need. Um, and I like helping new players. I'm not a mentor by any standard, so I can't talk in the Novice Network, but I can also just be helpful. And a lot of the Final Fantasy people I've played with are helpful in a way. So and I've done things where I say, hey, this is my first time, what do I need to know? And they're very nice about it, and they go, hey, this is what you need to know, and give me advice and that kind of stuff. Sometimes it doesn't happen, um, but most times it's usually a quite friendly atmosphere to do dungeons with fellow players because they've all been there. They've all done Stone Vigil before, and so they can tell you, hey, do this and do that. Speaking of Stone Vigil, let's queue for another roulette and have some fun. We're gonna go for normal raids. So normal raids are like trials where they're 8 mans. Trials and normal raids are the quickest of the roulettes, so I usually get them done the first because they just go fast. And they're more mechanic heavy. Hopefully I don't get a terrible one, but knowing that I'm on stream, I'll probably get a terrible one. It's fine. I think it really the dungeons, and here I can actually go to Limsa to show what Lel was talking about with the people who are always in Limsa Lominsa. And also how many people just hang out in Limsa Lominsa. So just travel there, got quick travel. Oh, there's the queue popping. And also something with the duty finder is it gives you penalties if you drop out of 3 or more duty finders that have already popped, popped quote unquote, like came up. We'll commence that, and we'll just be in Limsa when we're done. So it kind of incentivizes you not leaving people on the hook. If you say, hey, I don't want to do this 3 times in a row, you get a 30-minute penalty. So it really incentivizes, hey, come, you're signing up for a duty, keep people here. Oh. So, of course, I did this to myself. I'll let him let him tank. So this is level 80 content. So there's a little bit more high stakes. There's a little bit more expectations. So you gotta do a rotation, quote unquote. It's just the best way that things get lined up. So for like, I'm playing Gunbreaker, so Gunbreaker has certain skills that you have to do, and you can see mechanics are happening. Feel free to try to understand the mechanics. Unless you already know the mechanics, then you're good. Yeah. And I guess I can take this moment while I'm doing this to talk about roles. So I'm a tank. They kind of follow the standard MMO roles of tank, DPS, and healer. I'm a tank, so I don't take I take a bunch of damage, and I keep on ticking. I'm a gunbreaker, so I'm a different flavor of tank than the paladin, so to speak. And each tank has kind of its own deal going on that makes it a little bit unique. I am a gunbreaker at this moment. Gunbreakers are kind of the DPS-y sort of class, along with Dark Knight of the tank. They do a lot of damage and also take a lot of damage. Oh, I'm totally gonna get hit by this. They're going over there, so I believe them. So yeah, healers in Final Fantasy are a little bit different than other MMOs. They are supposed to do a lot more DP damage per second, which is DPS, than other MMOs. So they do heal, but a lot of it is also hitting that DPS button. So it's kind of a unique thing. Yeah. We're just going. This group knows what they're doing, which is nice. So yeah, I apologize if I'm not talking a lot. I'm trying to make sure that I don't let my party let my party down, which kind of also talks to kind of the community aspect. You're playing with everyone in this party is presumably humans. There is something to be said of the ability to bot, but you always assume that you're playing with people. You have this very, at least for me, when I'm playing a game like an MMO game, and I see all these people in a party with me, I want to make sure that I don't kill people or... Alright, shark macros. I don't want to kill my party or do anything terrible to lead them to die, and I think that's something to do with an MMO. You want to make sure you're being a team player. So yeah. I need to make a beat back because I need to use the restroom. But after this, I'll do that. So yeah. We're just killing a big doggo. You know. Is it this way? No. So yeah. I'm just doing this, playing my thing, doing my knockback. And these are called raids, quote unquote. It's a very normal term for for MMOs, raiding is something that you see in World of Warcraft and all sorts of MMOs, Final Fantasy 11, etc., etc. The one that I'm currently doing is called a normal raid. So they're just normal difficulty. They're intended for the broader audience. But there is content for Savage Raiders, and it's meant for people who are more hardcore, so to speak. Oh, good, we have a red mage. And yeah, so that's what Savage is. Oh, this is not Savage. This is just level 80 content, so I'm just focusing on it. Since I don't normally do level 80 stuff, actually. I find it a little bit pressure, because I want to, like I said, I want to kind of make sure that, I'm not letting down my team in any way. I think that's just because I feel like I'm a tank. I have a tank persona. And yeah. So we're just going. I'm just playing. So we're hour 30 in. Okay, everyone's alive. Maybe we'll do a dungeon after this. Maybe we won't. I don't know. This is my first stream, so people are watching in the VOD. You've gotten this far. Hello. Hope you're enjoying the show. I've been talking for an hour and a half straight. I don't have anyone here with me. That's okay. Don't need to. Just talk to myself. Just giving myself time. Oh. That's a ball. Those yellow markers are where damage is coming. So, things can happen. Get out of those. So every expansion they come out with raid tiers. Oh. And this is the last part of the normal raid tiers. Because we're getting to the end of the expansion. Every expansion has 3 raid tiers, so that gives plenty of opportunity for, raiding high-level raiders to do their thing, as well as, normal people. There's usually a story associated with it. There's always a story associated with it. There's an LB. And it's just more content, really. Normal raids are not related to the main story. We're just going to burn this boss here. There we go. We'll give it to the red mage. Say thank you a bunch. Oh, did I already get my stuff for this week? Okay. So, when it's a current raid tier, you can't actually get these things, except once per week. So I already got a piece of gear from this area, so I can't get more for the week. It'll refresh tomorrow. And it just I think it doesn't allow for people to constantly bogard gear that people need. So I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So we're in Limsa, and I will let all of the people load. We got someone who's looking like Cloud. That's exciting. Hello, Cloud. Oh, and his name's Rain Strife. Beautiful. Or she is. Sorry. We have Tank Program, who's always here, falling asleep, who had fallen down. And there's a lot of people here. Some of them are, most of them are level 80 and just hanging out. Some of them, like this little gal, is level 43, so she's not quite through AR. So I have to agree with, I know I said this earlier, I have to agree with Lel and her interpretation of doing that Limsa kind of it becomes the hub of community and social activity on the server, or at least on Ultros, which is where we are. A lot of people, a lot of funny looking people. Everyone kind of comes to show off their funny glams or dance. There's a lot of dancing. So yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity to take a drink, use the restroom, and I will be back in 5 minutes. What do I want to focus on? We'll just hang out. We'll people watch for a little bit. Alright. Take the opportunity. I'm going to use the restroom real quickly. Take a drink. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I am back. That was less than 5 minutes, but that's okay. Give me a sec to take a drink of liquid. Will also allow me to think about what I would like to do going forward. We're almost at the 2 hours mark. It's 4:38 my time. We're just hanging out. We're just chillaxing right now. If I could show you a picture of my cat or have like a cat camera, that would be fantastic, but I do not have the technology for it, unfortunately. I apologize. Alright. I'm happy to hear. Okay, so what shall we do? We can explore some lenses, explore the different people. Let me turn this audio up just a little bit. whatever. So, oh, she just survived. She just respawned. So, we're in Limsa. We're in the great wide Limsa. You can see all manner of creatures. We have cat people. We have short people. We have dragon people. That's a dragon. That's an aura. There's a lot of individuality you can kind of see on display in Limsa. Um, you're able to glam things in Final Fantasy. So, if you want to wear slacks with a little swimsuit top, you can do that and not affect the gear that you're wearing. So you can kind of really individualize your look and show off who you think your character is. Currently, this outfit is my archaeologist is my archaeology professor on a dig site. Patent pending. No, just kidding. Just wearing, my slacks. I got my boots on. I got my handkerchief. I'm ready to go. I just kind of I have all these different classes, so they all have different outfits. It's one of those parts of the game. It's like a little mini game is getting nice looking clothes and dressing your characters up. And there's some clothes. That's one of the another part of the monetization of Final Fantasy is like the clothes that she's wearing. Let's just do that. Clothes she's wearing, that dress is bought from the online store. I'm trying to find other things. That one in particular I saw that was online store. There's other online stores. Some of them are based on the characters from the Final Fantasy story. There's also ones based on that are just kind of made and put out there. A lot of them are based on like Kugane, like the serious, not serious play, the Stormblood expansion. A lot of them look kind of Japanese-esque, which is very nice. They're all very nice. A lot of the Mog Station items look nice. They are kind of expensive. A Currently a paid for outfit can get up to $18, and that's for one character. So if you have like 2 or 3 characters that you want to, wear a certain outfit, you're gonna have to pay, a lot of money to make sure they all have the same outfit if you want that to happen. Um, Personally, you don't need to. It's just cosmetics. But at the same time, it's kind of the same thing with like Fortnite skins. You see someone with a paid outfit and you kind of feel a little left out or a little like, oh, I wish I could wear that. That looks really pretty. Um, and it kind of gets you to buy it. I will say that they really are just unnecessary. They're not they're not necessarily pretty or anything. They're not needed. But sorry, there's big news is happening in my FFC that I got distracted by. You can see by the woo. Woo. So that's just what's happening in my FC currently. Um, so that's happening. I was off track on something. But yeah, Mog Station items. And the monetization game. Oh, that's someone in my FC. I'm going to wave at them. That's something I didn't touch on earlier, is the ability to wave and emote at people. Like I waved at him. I can do a little cheer and dance. So they can dance at me. And you can wave at anyone and anyone you want. You can bow to them, you can wave at them, you can dance around. I remember one of the best memories I had starting my first character. I was just sitting in Gridania. I was a Lalafell at the time. Sitting in Gridania, hanging out on, just hanging out on a bench, and like, you can you can see that I was new because I had the little sprout icon above me. And there's a lot of people who came and bowed to me or like waved to me because they saw that I was a new character. And I thought that was really neat and really nice. And it was this really unique introduction to the community of being, they didn't say hi. They didn't, you know, say, "Oh, hello, Zatsiv," or whatever my name was at the time. Um, they just they just waved. They did a little bow. Maybe some of them cheered me on, and it was like 3 or 4 people that walked past me and did that, and it just kind of gave me the feeling of being welcomed, which is really nice. And I think that's kind of what emotes do. Emotes can also be like you could dance. I can out my some of my emotes, and you can also buy emotes. That's another thing. That's another piece of monetization is you can buy emotes from the online store. But yes, so I have some viewers. Any requests, comments, concerns? What should I do? I am all ears. Gotta get that up. But yeah. Oh, we just got a bunch of people standing in a row here. That's nice. Just got dancing in the shadows. Very nice. All right. So let's do a 4-man. Or should I do an alliance raid? I have a feeling if I do an alliance raid, it's gonna go poorly. Let's do it. Let's do an alliance raid. And we're gonna go dancer. So along with the monetization, I will say, so I think different than at least World of Warcraft and a lot of other games that I know of, you kind of pick a class and that's your class forever. In Final Fantasy, you start with well, they call them jobs in Final Fantasy. You start with a class. I started, this character started as a monk. Um, monk. Oh, it's really dark. Let me get to a brighter area. Hey, David! Welcome to my. This is David. Hello, David. You can see my cute Lalafell. She's cute. She's adorable. Um, so we're gonna do an alliance raid. It's gonna be fun. It might not go well, but we're gonna try. She has all sorts of different outfits. This one's my favorite right now. This is archaeologist on a dig site with a Hawaiian shirt and the lace-up boots. Um, but yeah, I hope class went well, David. All that jazz, Roonies. But yeah, we're doing a thing. I am in queue for an alliance raid, which probably doesn't make any sense to you. So in Final Fantasy, they have 24-man instances. Instances being um, like quests in a way, like dungeons that you do with a certain amount of people. And these certain type of dungeons are 24 mans. So we're gonna have some fun seeing what I get for a 24 man. Yeah. Hopefully I don't get anything too difficult so I can talk during it. That's become my main problem is that it's really hard to talk during content because I don't want to kill myself, which is kind of talking about that, that collective feeling of being indebted to your fellow man in MMOs because you're on a team together, you're in a party with people, and you don't want to kill them, you don't want to drag your team down. In alliance raids, it's also very, I don't want to say important, but you also have this feeling of wanting to be your party is the best party. So you're like, oh, Alliance A is going to do so much damage and it's going to be so great because there's 3 different parties in alliances. Um, so there's a little bit of competition between the alliances. My little mushroom fella, she's so cute, yeah. I used to be Bunny. I could show you all my appearance data. I Fantasia a lot. I used to be Bunny, which is like the tallest race, and now I'm like the shortest race. She's very much a potato, but I love her. Can't really tell if it's a her or he, but they're mushrooms. They're they're different. Oh no, that's my mushroom friend. Yes, yes. I got confused. People refer to me as a mushroom and a potato. Yeah, that's a minion. You can collect them. He's my baby bun. As you can see, he's one of my favorites because he's actually on my bar. Yeah, he's just a little dude. Along with glams, like you have your little outfits you can dress your characters up as, and you can also collect what they call minions. Like here, I'll summon a little shark dude. kind of goes to the individuality. I'm like, look, he's a little shark dude. He's almost as big as me because I'm so small. Well, there's that. And there's a dooming cube. It's just a cube with legs and some wings. That's what that is. You know? No. All right. Okay. I'm trying to get it to where you can hear the audio, but also it's not so all cute all around. There's a lot of cute things in this game. It's no surprise that they do sell plushies of a lot of the minions, so you can get the cute things to bring home. This game is published by Square Enix, so they know how to monetize things. Oh, good. We get one of the easiest ones. Look at all my friends as they load in. So this is Crystal Tower, which thankfully is pretty easy. Hopefully you can slightly hear Crystal Tower, but it's not blowing your eardrums out. Final Fantasy likes to be really loud. I don't want to overwhelm people, but yeah. So, David, I know you don't really play MMOs. Oh, look, it's a wren. Is that a wren?
Hi, a bird has arrived.
Hello.
This is my favorite, most bombastic intro to the Twitch. How is the MMO?
It is going well. I kind of ditched my new character to play my 80 character just because I want to do some roulettes.
Cool.
But
I'm going to make. I still have to do character creation because I just haven't had time. So.
Oh yeah. Well, what?
Get that done.
Where is your character?
Where? Oh, I don't. It can be anywhere. Where would you like me to put?
No. Like, where is your like your main character?
Goblin.
Is that on Crystal?
I can check.
Yeah, if it's on Crystal, you can just kind of hang out with me.
Let me. Well, I wanted to make a character specifically for serious play, in part because my previous character, as is with the group that I play with, is named after my recurring D&D main.
Ah.
Yes. Serious play people and people on stream don't know this, but I appreciate if you guys do have D&D mains. My D&D main character, the character I come back to, is either named Elior or Erebus.
Elior or Erebus? Okay.
Yeah. And they're usually a Horizon Walker Ranger.
Nice.
Which is why I also started with Lancer, because it's the best class.
I like Lancer. It's not necessarily my favorite. Also, I'm going to have to turn down my... Mixing on the fly. I have to turn down Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is so loud. Alright, say something.
I have myself muted. Hello!
Okay, cool. Cool. There you go. You're peeking in the yellows. You're fine. Cool.
That's good. I won't scream into the thing for you so as to not mess up your audio balancing. Yeah. I am going to quickly send a message to the Chocobo Kids server, which is the small Final Fantasy play server I'm in.
I also sent one to my Final Fantasy free company, and they came and said hello. Ryan was also here for a little bit. I don't know if he's still here. He might have had to do stuff, and we had a little chit-chat. That was nice. And then I've pretty much been by myself for the last, 30 minutes, so... I'm talking, nice. Doing some roulettes. Of course, when I get on stream, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a roulette, I get the worst possible ones. For my trials, I got Good King Moggle, which is not too terrible, but it's kind of a pain. And then for my normal raids, I got a level 81 as a tank, so I wanted to make sure I was doing my part. So, as is life, as it is. So, David is eating right now. I was going to ask David what questions he had of MMOs. Yeah, Serious Tower.
Justin is here.
Hello. This is the bane of my existence, because people, not just with the new relic, there's so much going on.
This game is... Look, David, just don't stand in AoEs. That's it. That's
what how you win. AoEs? You never know. Oh, I have a mechanic. I gotta do the mechanic, guys. Okay. So, Serious Tower is going crazy. It's a little overwhelming. The Alliance raids are especially the level 50 alliance raids, it's because the maximum level is 80, and these are level 50, so you get this really weird power dynamic, David, where you are killing the boss faster than its mechanics can happen. So you get a lot of weird mismatch of of mechanics getting skipped, but also like coming back and doing weird things. I've had some weird skips happen for like Leviathan. This is just a level 50, another level 50 trial, where it killed us like twice because of a weird skip. And it was like, wait, that mechanic was supposed to happen. It didn't happen the way it's supposed to happen. But also there's David, I don't want to overwhelm you too much, but this is minimal animations. I could turn on the maximum animations and see all of everyone's character animations. Yeah.
Let me get my tablet out so I can keep track of the chat conversation with you.
Yeah. I'm still streaming, Lil. Yeah, I stream. This is gonna go till 6 our time, and then an hour, and then raid. So next week, I think it's gonna be, yeah. Maybe you can come and play with us, be friend of the show, Lilial. I don't think there's any issues with other people coming on for some guest appearances.
There absolutely is not. We brought in a bunch of people for the Among Us stream. We brought in people all the time. Friends, partners, whatever else. Perhaps, depending on how things go, we could also have, I don't know. I don't know who Ryan knows who's in his free company, but I'm sure I could get some people in my quote free company to jump in.
Come join our shenanigans. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing this next week from. Yeah, definitely. Even if it might just be like, hey, let's just like make some random World of Warcraft characters in trial and just run around for 2 hours. Just do something silly like that. But yeah, it's probably gonna be 4 to 6 next week because I realize that 3 to 6 is a little bit much. Lol, true. Yeah.
All right. Yes. I am officially watching the chat. So
there we go. Yeah. Oh, hello. That's Ren.
Now.
Leliel, that's the Renny.
Strongest coffee is my my tag.
Also, you should introduce yourself to the chat.
Oh yes, I should. I am Ren. I'm an MA student at UWM. I got drafted into into Final Fantasy XIV by Gigahertz in the chat, and it is a fantastic game, and I have no qualms about that drafting.
Hey, Lel for a while did the thing of you should play Final Fantasy, you would like it, and I went okay, yeah, sure, I'll try it, and then it got dropped, and then every now and again she'd be playing it, and I'd be like, oh, what you playing? Oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy. You should play Final Fantasy. Oh, okay, whatever, cool. And I picked it up for my senior thesis of all things, and I just, yeah. And then the rest is history. And Lel can say, I told you so, over and over again.
So, Goblin is on Crystal. I don't know what data center I need to be on for this, for the MMO show. Which button did you put your Archer on?
My Archer is on Marlborough. So on Crystal.
On Crystal, okay.
I had to think about that.
So, and if I just make a new character, I can just put it on Marlborough, right?
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes. It could be iffy.
Well, we're gonna try it. Because I want to get this out of the way for next week.
Yeah.
Or whenever else.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We don't have to...
Character creator.
Mm-hmm.
What do I even want?
And I think you can city travel. You can server transfer as soon as you get the Aethernet, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I could bring my character over.
Yeah, you could just come and go on Aetherite and just be like, hey, this is me. Hey, bro.
Neat. I see. I do actually want to make a separate character for the show, though, just because, like, I don't know if we're going to do some of the lower level dungeons.
Yeah.
But I want to be around for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like, super high level. Like, I could definitely do it on the other character, but, like, like the idea of having a personal account, not regular.
What's your current level?
I'm, like, 50 in my first job, which was Lancer. And then I'm, like, a level 30 Scholar right now.
Oh, okay. So are you in Heavensward right now?
No, I am not. I just do all the side quests.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which is why I'm gonna keep my main profile separate. Another reason why I'm gonna keep my main profile separate then from the show.
Yeah. I never do the side quests for Final Fantasy because you don't need to, which is fantastic. It's fantastic that you don't need to do all the side quests.
Yes.
It's so good. And kind of lets you just do the main quests all the time. But yeah.
I gotta decide. It's such a hard choice what to play.
Well, you
What
won't
race?
listen to me? You sound like my kind of dude, bro.
I know, but like I want to do the side quests, please.
Side quest. Can you kill some beetles for me? Sure. Meanwhile, the Garlean Empire is invading. But I gotta kill some rabbits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So
man, I so hardcore wanted you to get to Heavensward because Heavensward is a lot of people's favorites. Ryan was talking, and I was like, "When did you stop playing, Ryan?" He's like, I got to like level 50, and I stopped playing." And I was like, "Oh no, you never got to the best one that everyone says is the best."
so what race did you end up picking? I'm curious.
I picked I'm just gonna say the human
You went
character
here. Here.
because I call them like Huar, and that's not how you say them. How you say it? It's just one of those things. I don't say it
Hey,
correctly.
listen. The post office has to function. Rain, sleet, snow, doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
Gigahertz.
I think I've been on my main character. I'm currently Lalafell, which yeah, I have to zoom in. There she is. Hello.
Yes, you Lalafell tank, the most cursed of all the characters.
I've never had to mark myself in raid to follow myself, but I have lost him. I have lost my tank before. Um,
You're
keep
gonna do
peeking.
here. What do I want to do? I know my main character is the human, but like
Oh shit.
I'm gonna look and see what
Mechanics.
I can do with the Aura.
I don't know if you guys heard, but there's bongos. So into the danger bongos.
My God.
You just click on them from the party menu.
Yeah.
Lel heals me just fine. Unless if Lel was like, I hate your Lalafell, then I'd probably change. She's the one that keeps me alive. But it's still annoying, yeah. Lol. Oh. Ass main for the win. Yay, asts. Or scholars. Rest in peace, scholar mains, but you know.
Recipe Scholar rates. I just picked Scholar because I wanted to try a healer out. And it felt good. Also, I like the insinuation that scholars heal. Haha. Yeah, like we're definitely doing a lot of that over here at Serious Play. You'll cure your cancer. That's how. That's. See, but do I need to put like a disclaimer on that to make sure nobody thinks that Serious Play will cure your cancer?
Well, if we ever do a collab with Scholars Play, we should just make them a bunch of scholars. And
Oh
then
my
we just have
God,
an
yeah.
8-man scholar or arcanists. Summoners. Summoners.
Oh man, I really don't like the hairstyles for the
Are you an Ara?
Yeah, I'm an Aura.
Are you a male or a female?
Female right now.
Oh, okay.
I just don't like how bulky the male characters are.
That's true. Ara
Bulky
males.
boys.
There's a few people in our free company who play Ara males, and that's kind of like their Luke. That's what they look like to me, because that's embodiment for
Yeah.
you. My brain goes, yes, Nick Young is an Ara who lives in Canada. Like, that's what my brain does. Shout out to Nick Young, great Dragoon by the Dragoon main. Yeah, he's an Aura in my brain. Well, he hasn't posted himself. Oh no, you left before I could kill you. Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bail on this. I'm like, I don't know. Let's try something else.
I'm perfectly a fan of Vieira. Bun buns all the way, except for hats.
I don't have the full game. I only have the.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Right. You can't.
Now,
do
if the show continues, I might get the full game. But
You're in
for
here
now,
like.
I can't play
They
the
look-
cat people because that would be infringing on Alphonse's copyright.
Alphonse's
On being a fucking cat person.
I agree, gigahertz. Auras look pissed at 500% of the time. 100%.
Let's see what I can do with the human male to make him work for me.
Make him look like a Viking, like an old man Viking.
Oh my god. Yeah, just go like hard opposite of embodiment. It's like, yeah. I gotta make Ryan House. What am I doing? I swear, Ryan, if you're listening, I'm not actually obsessed with making you in every character creator I come across. I swear.
Oh man. Well,
That's just a one-time thing.
Highlander and a bushy beard. I could see that happening.
Yeah. God, they really did just take all the hairstyles. Like, you can just go through the greatest hits of Final Fantasy and the hairstyles with the
Oh yeah. I haven't had too many people. I had a really long discussion about relic stuff in Sirius Tower the other day, and it was very like, why are we talking about this? He was complaining very adamantly that this current relics deck sucks because you can't get the loathsome memories from anything except for Sirius Tower. And I made the point that they're probably going to hotfix it. And he was like, they're not going to hotfix it. I'm like, yes, they will. And they hotfixed it. And I was right. Partially because they said they were hotfixing it, so, you know. But it still sucks. Well, whatever.
Make a Lalafell.
Hey, make a Lalafell. Lalafels are cute.
I don't play tanks, or I haven't played a tank yet, so I'm sure I'll be fine.
Eat the ancient core and just immediately. Oh no, that sounds. So you guys are on Crystal. Maybe I can add evidence to Lel's hypothesis. Does Crystal I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. Does Crystal have very new players? Do they know what's going on?
That's a question for Justin, for sure.
Yeah, I'm asking Kickers, which is Justin.
He will know. Yeah.
I'm just thinking to Lel's nightmare run of Edens.
Man, I'm not loving the Lalafell hairstyles either. God damn. Oh, there's a lot of them. I'm missing them.
Yes.
Oh.
At length, yeah. I play on Ultras, and I haven't actually gotten into any dungeons on Diablos, where my other dude was, and then on Marlboro, I'm only like level 4. I'm interested. Oh man, we got a tin can. Hello, tin can man. Are you in a fountain? Tin can man. Okay. So that's my little. That's Alliance raids. I just got done with my Sirius Tower or Circus Tower. Oh, and I got a Lonesome Memory.
It's just the same shit, but with cat ears.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if that's your speed, then cool.
There's a lot of, Oh, there was stats at some point. Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna commit to Aura.
Commit to the Aura. I have this issue, and you can kind of. I don't know if you can agree or disagree with me on this, or maybe Lel or Justin can think, because I have Fantasia a lot, and I Fantasia to an Aura, and I had a really hard time like making outfits for my Aura because I couldn't, like, because Lalafells are cute. You put something on a Lalafell, and it's cute. That's how you make outfits. Cute. Unlike my female Rose and my bunnies, I can make them look feminine, but not, like feminine or kind of like more sultry without feeling weird about it. You're like, yeah, they're gonna wear this tight-fitting top and look really nice with it. But like Auras, I can't do that. Like, they're cutesy, but I feel uncomfortable. Like, they're kind of in the middle to where I can't dress them properly, so I can't really like identify with them. So I was an Aura for like a week and then transferred off of it.
So you're saying that dwarves can't be sexy?
They're not dwarves. They're dragon people.
Oh no! Well,
no, I'm talking about short people.
Short people. Yeah, there is a very vibrant community of Lalafell role players. So obviously someone thinks that they can be sexy. Also, hi.
As someone who does fan studies, bright and vibrant is a loaded term.
Let's just There's a lot of role playing in Final Fantasy, or I don't want to say there's a lot. There's some. David, introduce yourself.
I am David. I'm a PhD student here at UW Milwaukee, and I do not play MMOs, but I'm here just to hang and
Just
say
to
hi.
hang. How did you enjoy the Alliance raid? Did that help your eye migraine at all?
No. But it's okay.
Yeah, Alliance raids can get a little. I think they're. I don't know if they're designed to be to be um, intense, but they're quite. Um, there's a lot of stuff going on in Alliance raids. I could have made it way worse if I turned on all my animations, but I don't think my poor computer could handle that.
There is a part of a book by Shira Chess called Ready Player 2, which is about
It's a good book.
good book about how mobile games are feminized and made feminine for women audiences.
Okay.
And she talks about how this reminds me of how a lot of mobile games have a very lush aesthetic where there's a lot happening all at once.
Mhm.
So that kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Hey, go for it.
Oh, I do like how
Yeah,
like
it's like a
fantastical you can get with the aura.
yeah. They get quite um. They came out with the expansion of Stormblood, so they kind of have a more I don't know how to say this without like making it sound really bad, but like they definitely reflect the setting that they come from, which is kind of a an Asian Chinese Japanese esque area. Um,
I'm very like
it's
taken by the idea of scales intertwined with like, human flesh in an anthropomorphized way, as opposed to being like a full
yeah,
like lizard person.
but
Although I kind of wish they committed
I kind
to.
of want to follow up with David's thing. Well, like, what do you mean like lush? Like very colorful in your face,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Very colorful, very vibrant. A lot of movement.
Mhm.
So it's not like static,
Yes.
lushness, but it's like it feels very full. Like there's a lot happening. It's all vibrant. It's all moving, um, and it's all within the game world.
Yeah.
So something like Candy Crush, for example.
Oh yes. Yeah. 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 I definitely think I don't necessarily think it's like super in your face with all the things that are happening. You can definitely it definitely gets to that point with like the 24 mans, and I don't want to say I think there's this fine line in like savage content between everything happening and you're so overwhelmed with what's going on as but also being able to translate the move sets and the mechanics. I don't raid
Hmm.
at level 80 myself. um Lel does. I
This
watch
is how we
people
pull at 80. Quote Justin.
quote Justin, like pulling at like you put a countdown down. So there's like this fine line between this game
Oh
toes
my god.
between a lot of things going on to make it feel spectacular and cinematic and also playable. They kind of skirt that line very finely. Yeah, I should log off of this character.
All right, I am finishing up character creation
Who's
here.
all online? Iggy's not. I've just been hugged. Hello, sir.
Oh.
Oh,
I will hug you back. Let me get my caps lock off so I can repeat the hug. Hello. I shall jump away. I don't know who he is. He just hugged me. That's what you know. That's what
Maybe
happens.
he's part of that. He's part of that vibrant community.
Yeah. Oh man. I felt bad. I just hugged him, jumped away, and then locked off. But yeah. Let's go to Crystal. Let's head on over. Are you gonna show me Florin? I have an Elzen character on a different server. Yep, that's the first one as you see. There's Florin. He's not wearing a shirt right now. It's fine.
oh my god. Okay, I feel good about this. Saving the appearance data.
Yeah, you save that appearance data.
Uh, comment. Serious play.
So,
Tablet died, so I'm counting on you guys for chat.
it's counting on me for chat.
Yeah, data. Oh right, I have to set up the name of. It's like the things that don't matter. What astral or umbral moon was it under?
When were you born, and
When was
what
I
god
born?
do you follow?
Yeah, what god do I
You know, the
follow?
only god that I know in this game is Bray Briargot or Briargot, something like that, because it's the god of crafting, and it's when you're crafting, there's a specific thing, Briargot's blessing, and so that's the only reason why I know who that is. But so David, you don't play
Mhm.
MMOs.
Correct.
Is it just not your kind of game? You never got into it? What?
Sorry, I'm eating carrots. I never got into it because my internet wasn't good enough to do it
Oh,
when I was a
right, right,
kid.
right. Yeah, yeah.
And then I don't really like the whole pay per month model of it. That's just not something I like to do. Because
Pay
usually
per,
how I like to play
yeah.
games is I play it and then I finish it and then I don't revisit again for a while. Um, so like for me, something like this wouldn't work out well with just how I like to play games in general.
Yeah.
So how are you starting out so I can think about like what I want to do as far as job wise?
Currently I'm an archer in Gridania.
All right. And Archer fulfills range DPS, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is a good enough time to learn tank as any. I think I'm going to go Gladiator.
Oh boy. Oh, then you're not gonna be able to play with me until like level 15.
Oh shoot. Where else can I go in Gridania? I guess I can go with Lancer. Marauder isn't in Gridania.
No, that one's in Ul'dah. We should have thought about this.
Yeah, we should have thought about this.
You gotta go healer. You go white mage.
I
Conjurer.
could go. I haven't tried Conjurer yet, so
Go for
that
it.
could be a good one. Yeah, let's do Conjurer. Let's go White Mage.
Yeah, heals. Yeah.
I'm sure Justin's very excited to hear that I'm going White Mage. All right, select another. You're in Diablos, is that right?
I'm on Marlboro. If you can get all of
Marlboro.
Marlboro.
Okay. What is going on here? Right. Is it not? This world is not accepting any new characters.
Well then, do the thing and
Shoot.
world transfer.
So what? Just like pop into a different world and then immediately transfer over to you?
Yeah, you can just use the Aetheryte when you do like the tutorialized stuff. Just make sure you skip the beginning cutscene. It's a little long.
Yeah, I've already seen it once, so I'll
Yeah, I
I'll-
showed it on stream and I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that. It's kind of boring. But also, like, I kind of wanted to prove the point that it's a little bit more story focused. But yeah, so Dave doesn't play massive multiplayer online games. He's eating carrots. Commendable.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy.
All right.
I need
I'll do
I need
that.
something to help my eyesight.
Oh yeah. Here. We'll look at we'll look at this tree. This beautiful tree. And my ass, apparently. That's just how it's gonna go. Okay.
Naming the character.
Trees. There we go. We'll look at this nice thing. There we go. Oh! Hi!
Need a good character name for this character.
I'm back on the crystal.
Big Heels. That's my no, I'm joking.
Big heels. Do I accept this friend's request? Yes. I forgot how dainty the Aura cheer is. And how extra the Huar cheer is. So what do you want to know about MMOs, David? What is your burning questions?
So there's again, speaking about Lush, there's a lot of stuff on the screen. So what is the bottom middle? What are all of those?
Oh, these?
Yes, yep,
Yeah,
those.
yeah. So these are abilities. My actions. I have to when we get done with this stream, I'm just gonna port my HUD from my previous character onto this character, cause. Oh. But these they're called hot bars. You know, have 1 through 0. Here, I'm gonna leave my free company. If I can get to the free company. There we go.
You know what?
You can invite me to the free company now, Will. So yes, I joined Empire of the Bat Handless. Okay, so they're hotbars. So those are your abilities. So to kill any creature, you go up, you click on them. I need to find a creature. Let me go find a creature for you, David. You click on them, and then it's a very specific MMO style of combat. You click on them, you say, I'm going to shoot this guy, and you click heavy shot. And then once the GCD is done, you click heavy shot again, and you just kind of go from there. And there's other things. Like
Gotcha.
at level 80, you have, like, why do I have 12 mail? I used to have 11 mail, and now I have 12. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to go for it. Oh no, people are killing my ladybugs. No, let me go find a guy. I'll go over here. And you have a certain amount of buttons, like, that's my dot, so it does damage over time. GCD is a global cooldown. Yeah, so...
Yep. Yeah, I am looking gigahertz.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping.
Yeah. So, you click things. There seems to be a thing going on over there. Are there people... Do we got some G-posers? We got some screenshot people. I love
some G-posers. MMOs are lively in a way that I don't think other games really are,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's very... I was making this point, and I've made this point several times, because Lowell keeps bringing it up. So in Final Fantasy specifically, they kind of keep the liveliness for the hubs, because in some MMOs, maybe not WoW, but like I know in Lotro, every area has a market board, so where you can buy and sell things that people put out for sale. And you can just go wherever you want, find a market board, use it, and then leave. So there's no incentive to being in the main city hubs. Whereas in Final Fantasy, the end areas, like the level 70, level 80, level 60 end areas, don't have market boards. And while the resident districts have market boards, the fact that there's 6 main hub cities are the places that are cities that have marketplaces and market boards to buy things that you need to craft, really helps center the game's community around those 6 cities, especially in the lower Gridania. Are you just hiding in a bush now, or are you standing next to it?
Okay, I'm setting up my name now.
Sweet. So it kind of concentrates a lot of different levels of people in the main cities. So like you get level 7s with level 80s with level 70s and stuff. And so you really get that sense of community within the game that they're just walking around. But yeah.
I'm gonna name my character Ludus Maximus.
Ludus Maximus. It's great. I just have my name is Itrova Pain, which is just an alteration on my main's name, which is Etsiv. Because everything is Zay, because that's what I go by in Final Fantasy world is Zay.
I switched to human male just to try out the male gendered outfits.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna take a risk on it because like I don't get access to those.
Yeah.
All right, the queue is full, but I know the queue doesn't mean anything.
It's very confusing. Here,
yeah.
I'll hang out.
And then I will try to transfer over. I can just do it at level 1, right? I don't. Need
I think you have to attune to the Aetherite. Like I think you have to go through that little tutorial to.
That's easy.
To do with things.
Then we can start questing together. Look at that. Although we're just gonna be questing in parallel until we get to a dungeon. Yeah. That's the thing about Final Fantasy, David, is that together means being on the same server and playing around with the same mounts. Unless you're in a dungeon together, then you're actually playing together.
We can also do like fates together and things.
We could do fates together. What do you want to focus on? Because obviously, like my playstyle tends to be playing a lot of the side quests, but I don't want to over level myself for the show. So, what do you consider to be like what are we doing? What are we not doing?
I don't know. I usually play main story scenario, but you gotta do like if you're on my world on Marlboro, you can do all your quests and get all your quests, and we can just do them and hang out and do all that stuff. Like I don't mind.
Well, I'll just get I said, I'll just be over leveled as shit and always leveling down. So if you want to run main story, I'll just run main story and then maybe like job quests.
That'll be fine.
Because Yeah, I do want to get more jobs because I love the job system so much in this
Yes.
game.
It is really cool that you can just do all the different jobs on one character. This game really doesn't care about alts. Like,
No,
unless
it
you're
really
raiding in
doesn't.
multiple groups.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I would never have set up an alt if it wasn't for this show.
Yeah,
Like, I just want to
and
have a character for serious play, but otherwise, like,
yeah, and the only
yeah.
real incentive for leveling alts is like Lel is in 2 different raid groups, and if you're at the current tier of raid, and you clear with one group and you go in with the other group, it decreases the amount of loot that you can get for that second group. So instead of 2 chests of loot, you get 1 chest. So if you're raiding in multiple groups, you really have to have multiple characters. But other than that, there's not really any reason, except for at this point, if you want to play on different data centers. So I made a different character on Crystal because some of my high school friends have a. I'm playing on another data center. Yeah, totally, Justin. Because like I have high school friends who are on this data center, and I'm on Ultros. They're on Marlboro. I can't play with them until we'll see how the data center walking goes. Because they're
Yeah.
introducing. Because I know last expansion they introduced different worlds that you could visit different worlds on the data center, which is really cool. There's limitations, of course, and now they're walking that data center going back and forth.
I'm attuning to the Aetheryte now.
Yes, great. So that kind of helps with the community aspect. There's a lot of memes that there's a few North American servers that are very well known for role playing, as well as less not safe for work role playing, as well as just normal role playing.
Oh.
And there's talk of like what happens when they go to the Japanese servers, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yikes.
But it depends on how the infrastructure is built, because I could imagine that only North American data centers could could transfer between the North American data centers. They might do it that way to separate the communities a little bit differently, because there are marked differences between the Japanese servers, the North American servers, and the European servers.
Okay, I am transporting over to Marlboro at the next convenience. All right, here I go. Now we just got to find each other.
Oh, I'm just hanging out with Lel here.
Oh, cool.
There's a tall human and a short white aura.
Fun.
Kind of stands out. Looking at. Oh, yeah.
Tall human and a short white.
We're on the way to the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, okay. I think I remember where that is. Oh, I see it. Somebody's got a cat.
Meow. Oh, I don't have my kid. I don't have.
Oh, certain restrictions. Wait, what are these restrictions about visiting other worlds?
Those are mostly retainers. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and free company actions. So with your free companies,
I'm so glad I don't have braces anymore.
oh,
You said retainers.
I was like, whoa. Oh. Wait. She just jumped
Near
away.
automata looking head ass. All right.
Oh,
I
there she
gotta
is.
figure
She's
out
down there.
where you guys are, so we can friend each other and it won't be a problem anymore.
Oh, I've been aspected and benefited. What?
Let me look at the map.
What are you again?
I'm just a human.
You're just human. All right.
You guys are going to where exactly? This is amazing.
I don't know why I find it so funny. All right. I have purple hair. Oh, wait.
Wait, that looks like you.
Oh, there's Ludus Maximus. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
I'm taller than you. Congratulations.
Yes, you are. Thank you. I put myself as the shortest I could be.
I put myself as the tallest. All right.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah.
This is...
The highest amount of game.
That's low.
This is the most serious of play. I should have gotten the Latin word for serious and made it some like the most serious play
Shed Highlander.
instead of Ludus Maximus.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know. Ludus Maximus sounds like a stripper name, so I'm kind of here for this.
I thought it was like a mix between Lucius Malfoy and Maximilian Pegasus.
No, it just means the biggest play.
Ludus. I just imagine for some reason your character's name, your character's voice will forever be Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge Pegasus voice.
All right, I gotta go to the Conjurer's Guild.
You do that.
Cool.
I will stand here. I'll actually probably sit. I'm gonna sit in the water, cause I can. I don't have enough money. I should go check my mail.
If I remember correctly, the Conjurers live in a fucking tree for no fucking reason. No, that's the Archers. My bad. Where are you, Conjurers?
I mean,
Conjurers. You're up in
Conjurers.
Old Gridania.
Yeah, Conjurers live also. They also live in.
In a tree.
In a tree. Everything's a tree in Gridania. It's Gridania.
It is Gridania. We have to decide where we're basing ourselves too. That's gonna be a big question. Which free company do we join?
You can join my the Grand Company. Yeah.
Grand Company. What Grand
I was like, you can't join my
free
free company because you're not on Marlboro.
I'm sorry, it wasn't allowed.
I got lucky because I wanted to show the opening cutscene on stream for some reason. Didn't need to, but I wanted to. But we have backing up, and I got lucky because I made it, and it actually was like, oh, world full. I'm like, oh, I can quick cancel the queue so I can show the cutscene, because I wanted to make sure I was on Marlboro, because people are on Marlboro, and if you're not on the same thing, you can't be in the same free company, which kind of sucks, but also makes sense. You could just be in a cross-world link shell with me. That way.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could could have gotten everybody on the same server for the sake of the serious play thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm happy to remake another character and just grind up to wherever we were at, but like I don't know how often those servers reopen, like if I should have just waited or what.
It's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you on Ultros, I needed to get onto Behemoth so I could go to one of my friend's weddings, in-game weddings, and I had to be on the server, so I had to wait until like 2 a.m. to get onto it, because Behemoth is really populated. I had a friend who wanted to get onto Ultros for a while, but couldn't get onto Ultros because it was full. I don't know why. There's differences in that, but something server architecture, something coding magic,
I don't know. That's just a weird thing about, like, MMOs are full of weird anachronisms like that.
Yeah, and also weird, like, just kind of strange architectural things that you don't think about. Like in next expansion, they're getting rid of belts in Final Fantasy. And you're like,
why? Okay.
Well, because they're downscaling. They're actually downscaling like stats and stuff. So it kind of makes sense to do, if they want to get rid of belts, it's a good time to do it. But they were very like, well, we're getting rid of belts. Belts are pointless. Yes, and also you can go get glams better. You can go get cool costumes better in the Alliance raids, now that the belts are not going to be there. Because belts aren't cosmetic at all. So you get rid of the belts. And they were very specific. They're like, hey, we have 35 extra slots of inventory per player now. Now, 15 of that is going to your main weapons, 15 of that is going to your rings, and the extra 5 we're just going to keep in reserve. So they're very specific of this is how much inventory people can have. So it's an architecture thing, but it's also like, it's one of those interesting collisions between gameplay and architecture. And the developers for Final Fantasy, I watched the announcement for the next expansion, and they did a really interesting job at saying, this is what we want to do with this game, and this is what we're also programming. Like, they spent a long time talking about downscaling, because they were like, well, you shouldn't see any issues, but also this is happening. Like, they're very upfront with, like, programming and stuff. They're also very protective and overcompensating for issues with Final Fantasy XIV. They didn't cancel it, they delayed a specific piece of content that a lot of people were looking forward to. And they said this during a live letter. And they said, okay, so it's not coming out this time, we're really sorry. And then the next half of the live letter was just them talking about how how project management works because they want to tell everyone why it got delayed. They spent like an hour and a half being like, well, this is how we project manage, and now you can understand why I had to get delayed, sort of
No,
thing.
my God,
They were
that's funny.
it's
I
funny.
appreciate that level of transparency, but at the same
Yeah,
time, Jesus
you
Christ,
don't have
guys.
to. They made like there's been some issues. They're very particular about it. They want it to be a certain way, and I can understand that, especially since it flopped on release, and then it got rejuvenated, and now it's really healthy. So they're like making sure that nothing happens to it. Like they opened up housing wards, but they wanted to be there when the servers went live because they were worried that if the servers were bunked, oh, well, what happens if the servers don't go online at the right time? They're very protective of Final Fantasy, which really shows in most of what they do. There are some parts, like clothing design, that kind of fall down the totem pole, but like the story is always really good. Like a lot of the focuses of the game seem like there's a lot of passion behind it, which is really nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice to
I
see
agree with
passion
that.
behind stuff.
Even when the cutscenes are absolute ass in the early game,
Yeah,
they're hilarious. I love them.
They've worked so hard on getting AR new player friendly, which yes. Because if David or Ren or anyone new comes to Final Fantasy, you want them to stick around for Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you have 80 levels to catch up on before the next expansion
Road
comes
to
out, which is going to
70,
be
baby.
level 90. So it's like you need to catch people up, push people into the newer content, because AR was made in like 2014, I think. Don't quote me on timelines. I'm not looking at something. It's still aggressively meh. Yes.
So
Yes, I
I'm heading
definitely
out
agree.
to slay some ground squirrels, ladybugs, and fungars. Where are you at?
I am just hanging out. Wait, give me a sec. Let me get back to you. I'll go back to
Do you
the
want to
aetherite.
meet me over by the? I'm over by the. I'm heading towards. Where is it? Let me check.
Just
Central Shroud. If you want to come
yeah,
join me.
I'll come. Oh, I should have just.
Also, let me check my hunting log. Oh, I don't have a hunting log yet. Huh.
I have a hunting. Oh, you have to do your level 5 quest. Will probably unlock it. Your level whatever quest.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I'm only level 3 right now.
I think it'll unlock with your first one because I have a hunting quest and I haven't done my level 5 stuff.
Sweet.
Oh, damn my hotkeys. So AR came out in 2014 and it's still aggressively meh, but it's less aggressively meh at this point. It's I remember having to go from Realm Reborn to Heaven's Word, and everyone in my free company pretty much was like, please, just wait it out, man. You got this. Get to Heaven's Word, because it used to be. Here, I can invite you to my party.
Yay.
Look, we're at a party now.
We're at a party now. Look at that.
It used to be that between I started level 50 after I was done in AR, and when I got to Heaven's Word, I was level 56. And that's halfway through Heaven's Word expansion. So it tells you how much in between there was between AR and Heaven's Word.
So I've never done Conjurer before. I have no idea how this works.
You got stone? Throw stone.
And I can heal you.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah. But they've massively cut it down so new players... I used to do this thing where if I was in the main scenario, like the level 50 end stuff, and I saw that they were watching a cutscene, I'd be like, hey, just stick through it to Heaven's Word. It'll be good, I promise. Just stick with it, man. Because they were heading towards, at that time, the worst part of the game, and they've cut down on it a lot, which is great. I very much appreciate it. They've also cut down a lot of the fetch quests for AR, which is also nice. If I kill this, do you get that?
Oh, hey, whoa, what the? Okay. No, I don't think you do. Or I already have it either way, but...
Let me kill this ground squirrel.
God, you're so much faster than me. Oh,
It gets so much better. It does. I love... Heaven's Word is very good. I like Stormblood because I like that political intrigue.
Fungars.
Like literally every way. What is Justin's favorite expansion? I know Lel's favorite expansion is Heaven's Word. Function value 2, yeah. Bam. Yeah.
Not that these things are going to do anything to either of us, but, you know.
Nope. We're just gonna shoot things. Get some fungar.
Get some fungar.
Fungar! Shadowbringers is very good. I like all of them. All of them are very good. Stormblood was a little bit of a letdown, I think, for compared to Heaven's Word. It's hard to follow Heaven's Word because it's just a very good. You get to topple theocracies and fight dragons. What's not to love? What's not... So, but yeah.
I can cast my heal.
Oh wow!
You took some damage, yeah. Woo.
You like the Okay, so you like the dungeons of Stormblood, but you like Heaven's Word's story more? That makes sense. Justin
Cool.
said he... Yeah! I say I really do like the Stormblood dungeons. I also like the Heaven's Word dungeons. There's a few annoying ones, but most of them are good.
Do you have anything else that needs doing over here?
Nah.
Alright, cool.
Oh wait,
I'm
do
gonna
I?
head.
Oh yeah, I have to go talk to a dude. Let me go talk to a dude.
Cool. I'll come join you. Why not?
I gotta go talk to this dude and be like, look at me, I got gear on, bro.
Oh, I
He'll be
remember
like,
this guy.
"Great." So, yeah, I like Heaven's Word story. Stormblood story is split in half because you're in one spot and then you go to the other spot. Yeah, the 60 to 70, you get some really cool stuff. You're gonna, if you think the Stormblood, what you get in Stormblood is great, the stuff you get in Shadowbringers is very good. A lot of cool things happen, like spender AoEs for a lot of the classes. Makes dungeons so much nicer.
Nice, level 5.
Woo!
Woo. I'm heading back over to the Conjurers Guild.
Yeah. Suspicious individual seen prowling the 12's wood.
Ooh, isn't that the where you meet the quest where you meet the Lalafell and the
Palanimo
Yeah.
and oh, I cannot remember her name.
I just know they're
Nia?
around.
I think it's
They're cool.
Nia or like Yida. Okay, I was kind of close. I think Lel also understands why I was sitting there going like, what is her name? But man, I really want you to get to Heaven's Word because Heaven's Word has some great shit in it. They all have good stuff in it. Literally changed my life, yeah. I need to learn how to play Astro. I have it at 80. I have everything at 80 on my main.
I know Astrologian is Gigahertz's like main class essentially.
Yeah. Lel also really likes Astrologian. Her previous main was Scholar. Rest in peace.
What happened to Scholar?
Healing got massively changed in in Shadowbringers. Yeah, because Scholar's bad now. It kind of massively, they stripped out a lot of like DPS like damage utility and some of the cooler like healing abilities and like you can't quite adjust as well, I think. Lel can tell you all about it, but that's kind of what I thought was the main problems. Was taking away a lot of the utility. It was a very big culling for Shadowbringers, a lot of classes. It's more MP economy for me. Yeah, definitely. Scholar just in raid. Yeah, and if it's not comfy in raid, and you raid, then that's a problem. So. Sorry, I just have my map up. Oh, oops. It's just like half my screen.
Alright. Got my hunting log. Hell
Woo!
yeah. Start getting that extra XP.
Yeah.
And now I can start the first of the Contra quests, which is awesome. So, for David's knowledge, although nobody else here needs it, in order to progress in your job, you have to do quests from different people. Each job has a little story attached to it.
Oh,
it's actually very nice, and like we've said, you can do every job on one character, so you don't need to worry so much about like you know, am I going to be able to really enjoy this? Am I going to get to see this, you know?
Yeah.
And you can hot swap between jobs for the most part. Not in a raid, but like on the fly out in the main overworld. So if you feel like playing one thing, you can just start playing it. I'm going to be stuck with Conjure here for a little bit, although I could pick up new jobs whenever I wanted to. It just makes more sense to kind of like max one job and then go to
you
the
have
next.
to get level 10 to be able to swap.
I
Dark.
see.
Oh, yep. Both of them said Dark Knight. Dark Knight is very well known for being good. I have to kick you out of the party because I have to do an instance by myself.
No, but that's fine. That's fair.
This is the only problem I see in Final Fantasy a little bit. Is kind of impacts the community and the playing together aspect of Final Fantasy is that you can't do story instances together. Totally understand why. I totally understand why you can't do story instances together. That programming and damage and curves and things
Scaling
wouldn't
and
work
stuff,
out.
yeah.
Scaling wouldn't work. But at the same time, it kind of sucks that. Oh right. Voice acting. That you can't do it as a party because you have to leave and then do the story quest and then come back and then join the party. It's a little bit painful to do story quests in a party together with someone.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And since but like you have to do the story quests to unlock the dungeons.
Yes.
Although there are some dungeons that are side quest dungeons, correct?
Papalymo!
I'm kind of trusting you to guide us through this game. So, because I don't know a little bit about the beginning of it, but like I haven't played all of it. I like I said, I do all the side quests. I've only gotten so far.
They just do all the same.
I'm sure that will only prompt more rage.
More rage. Side quests!
I am gonna get the hunting log done though.
Rage Shadow Legends? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Rage. Wait, no.
Raid Shadow Legends.
We can't give free publicity.
Wait. Yeah, that was the joke.
That's what we're gonna have to play on. This is what the MMO show's for. It's only for Raid Shadow Legends, right?
It is a groundbreaking MMO after all.
Oh no. God,
I love
never gonna
Papalymo,
play
it's
that
great.
game.
I've watched YouTube videos where people play it and they're like, it's exactly what it looks like on the commercial. Nothing.
That's funny.
Sort of thing. Like they're like, well, I mean, what you see in the ad is what you get, but like what you see in the ad doesn't look that great anyway. So, but
kind of true.
Kind of true. So we got.
They sure are spending a lot of money on marketing.
Yes, they are.
Well, it's
They
like,
are
it's like
trying to get
Raycons.
that out.
What's my
Well,
favorite?
yeah.
I gotta think of what my favorite job quest is. What's my favorite job
I keep
quest?
like telling people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'll just get Raycons. They're gonna be great." I'm like, "Okay, hold on."
What are Raycons?
No, they're all right,
I like.
but you're not gonna get studio quality audio in a true wireless earbud that isn't $400 and made by fucking Sennheiser, you know? And I don't mean to be like to put down like things or to be like I don't know. I guess I don't mean to be elitist or anything. I'm just saying like maybe the audio companies who have been making audio products for like years and years and years actually do know something about how to make
irrelevant
a good audio
Milwaukee ploy. Kose headphones have been in Milwaukee for like 50 years, and they're cool.
Hell yeah.
They're actually just like in Port. I could drive down 43 and see their headquarters. It's really
yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
I don't even know if they make good audio products. I just know that they exist and they're an audio people, and some people know them. So I'm like, yeah, Kose. It's in Milwaukee. It's like Sprecher, you know.
Sprecher's is great. Not to like plugs, like that's sort of just gonna plug products we like on this stream. But like, dude, Sprecher is literally the best fucking soda. The only thing I dispute on terms of like, okay, well, you know, what is a better soda than Sprecher's? is like the fucking boiling birch beers. I love those. But otherwise, Smuckers all the way.
I like their root beer. I will say their cream soda isn't my favorite. Then again, I had like 10,000 cream sodas in undergrad, so I had a lot of different options.
You had a lot of opportunities.
I had a lot of opportunities to find ones that I liked the more.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I like the. I'm trying to. Now I gotta think about job quests that I really liked.
I like the one where for Scholar where they throw the book off of the boat and it's just the most hilarious cutscene.
Oh,
it's
yes.
so funny.
That cutscene
I
is
died laughing.
painful. Summoner has a good one. I could not care less about the Stormblood White Mage quests. Those specifically, I just did not care about. Oh, and Stormblood Paladin was painful because it's just a tournament arc, and everyone loves a good tournament arc. I know, but it's just a little bit painful. Yeah.
Looks like I have to acquire some gear before I can continue the main quest.
You gotta buy some stuff, man.
I could buy some stuff, or I could just do go up to North Shroud and get my Conjurer shit done.
That's true. That's true.
Which is probably what I'm gonna do.
I'm just shooting a Frenzied Elm here. Yeah. Well, we got 8 minutes left. The White Mage quest. I liked some of... No, there's not a lot of White Mage quests I actually liked. I'm like, I liked some of them. Wait.
Just kidding.
No, I didn't. White Mage, the Gunbreaker quests are pretty good. I think all of the Shadowbringers role quests were fantastic. And if they continue the straight value, just straight goodness of the role quests in the next expansion, I'm okay if we didn't have job quests and they're just role quests. Because those role quests were very good. So. Oh, look, a crystal.
Ooh, I've accidentally joined a Fate.
Oops. Oh, we can talk about
That's
Fates.
right.
That's one thing I didn't touch upon with features that make community in Final Fantasy, because I've been kind of going on and off about random things, but mostly trying to talk about community. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
this is an MMO show, after
that's
all.
true. Fates are really neat. As I'm just having a little existential crisis here with my crystal. Yeah, that was really cool. What am I talking about? Fates. So Fates are just these random things that spawn in the world. Like little encounters, little bosses that spawn in the world, and if there's people in the area can go and do these fates with you, and they don't need to be like in a party with you, so you can just have random people doing fates with you, and it's really fun. And there was a few events that you needed to grind out and do a lot of fates. Oh, we're getting the view of the calamity.
And the Fates give rewards too. You can get like pets out of Fates and stuff.
Pets out of Fates. You also get a lot of experience. Not too much experience out of Fates. I should correct myself.
It's good if you're not if you're under level, but
if
otherwise.
You're under level, if you're not quite at a dungeon, Fates are like your Fates and hunting logs are like your main two ways of getting experience.
I'm totally about to die.
I'm sorry, I'm not there to help.
Nah, it's okay. I just I was trying to get to New Shroud, and the path out of Central Shroud to New Shroud is pretty perilous if you are level 5.
My shirt's a little bit short.
Is that okay for stream?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just every now and again it just like gets a little bit high with wind, and I'm like, ooh, whoops. Should have put better paints on, ma'am. It is a kind of an anime-esque sort of thing. So there are short pants, and yep, there we go. There's
hot pants.
Hot pants.
Yeah. There's plenty of opportunity to make your sexy cat girlfriend.
Yes.
It's
not. It's technically it's called a waifu.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
My sexy cat waifu.
But yeah, so Fate's really cool.
Or sexy cat boy.
Or sexy cat boy.
Isn't that husbando? Isn't that right?
Well, you could say husbando. Husbando. You can have. I should dig up my screenshots of my cat boy, because I used to only play. Lela can attest to this. I used to only play guy avatars, and everything I played I was a guy, including Final Fantasy. I was a guy Lalafell until I got to Stormblood, and then I was a guy cat boy until I just bought like 5 Fantasias and just went wild. So, And now I just kind of play girls because I don't know. I find them fun to dress up a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily like embody them more. I just kind of decided to go kek or to go girl. I did femro for a while and that was really nice. So
Nice.
it's
I
just
know like
difference.
my favorite clothing item in the game, like hands down, is the poncho that you can get.
Oh, the
You
cashmere
can craft.
poncho. Yeah, that's on
Yeah,
my
it's my
healers. That's
favorite.
on my healers right now. It's really cute.
If I
It
get that, I'm gonna wear it on everything. It's not a
it
question.
it used to be really expensive. It's now it's still like 500,000 K. It's still kind of expensive, but it used to be like 6 million
Jesus.
because it used to only come from airships, which are like
Uh
FC retainers pretty much. So the thing you needed to make them only came from FC airships, but now you can get them um, a different avenue. So that's kind of
so
nice.
one I can't remember. Are those are not gender coded though, correct?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
yeah, they're all the same no matter what you're playing. I love Moogles. They're so derpy. They're fantastic.
That's man. If we have more time, we could talk about Moogles in Final Fantasy games for like an
Yeah.
hour.
Yes, yes we can.
They're everywhere.
Now
And
here's
in Kingdom Hearts.
and in Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts. So, David, have you ever played Final Fantasy games besides like the MMOs? Have you played like
No, I haven't.
you haven't? Oh,
Mm-mm.
Justin missed it. Justin and Lel missed it. I was like, let's do a trial roulette. I got Good King Moggle, and I was very upset. I was like, got the worst trial to get. And then on my normal rate, I got a level 80 thing.
It's
But
because
yeah,
you're streaming.
it's because I'm streaming, man. I get the worst ones when I'm streaming. Let's go. But but yeah, I've also never played a Final Fantasy game outside of Final Fantasy 14. I've kind of been interested to play like the original Final Fantasy just because I like
Oh wait,
these. Oh,
I have played 4.
you have played 4. Okay.
That's a weird. Really? Of all the Final Fantasy games, Final
Well,
Fantasy
like
4?
I had a friend who was like, "Hey, we should both like play it like on emulator and like
Ah,
play together while we do it."
Yeah, one of
okay.
the I don't want to say he's like one of the people in the FC who's like 19, so he's a little bit younger than a lot of the other people, is playing Final Fantasy 4 for the first time, and all of the old quote unquote old fogies are like, "Oh yeah, like I want to watch you play Final Fantasy 4 because that was my childhood or something." It's kind of cute because he streams it for them while he's emulating.
That is cute.
That is cute.
So I don't know. I've been interested in playing. I might pick up like Octopath Traveler because that seems cool.
Of course.
Yeah,
It is a
it's on my
fantastic
wish list right now.
game.
I'm waiting. I'm not paying $60 for it.
Oh, it's $60.
I shamelessly spent $60 on it.
It looks good.
That's. I'm waiting for the summer Steam sale.
One of my friends said, "Hey, you can try Octopath Traveler." Hard sell in the chat. Was like, "Hey, you can try Octopath Traveler on my thing." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I did, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna spend $60 on this game," and I don't regret that. Octopath Traveler was worth that $60 to me.
There's a lot of games that are worth $60. It's kind of hard to justify those nowadays. It looks
Yeah.
really pretty. When I was watching the Nintendo Direct, and they're like Triangle Strategy Project, I was like, that looks good. We just kind of the same aesthetically, sort of view
I
as
can't wait for that game. That game looks like a lot of fun, and I really appreciate
You
it.
could
I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy it flat out. Depends on if it launches on PC as well. I doubt it will.
Yeah, if it's at the Nintendo Direct, it might be an exclusive. Who knows?
Yeah. Also, while we're talking about launches and Japanese games, which is I'm sure going to be a recurring thing if we keep working with Final Fantasy. Did you realize, David, that Persona 5 Scramblers is getting a PC release before Persona 5?
Yep.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, Persona 5's coming to the Epic Store.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
I picked up a sword,
excited.
guys.
Also, fuck Epic.
Yeah.
I haven't quite decided how I feel about Epic, but we can talk about game launchers. We are at 6 o'clock, I believe. Let me just double check. We are 1 minute to 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So, and I need to go eat. before raid. So I will do my plug right now for everyone who's in
Okay.
chat. So part of the reasons why I wanted to do these MMO Mondays is because I have my little casual herp derp raid groups on Mondays. Um, herp derps is meant in a very loving way. I love playing it. We do 2 hours every week, and we're doing level 60 Alexander raids right now. We're just having fun with it. Let me put in, if Lel's here, she could have put it there. Twitch.tv/. I need to spell Twitch right for it to actually work. Twitch.tv. I got this, guys. I can type. I think I did it right. Yeah, I love the Alexander raids. It me. Yeah, so she'll be streaming it. Maybe at some point I'll stream it my perspective. Although, I mean, healer perspective is cooler because you actually get to see the whole fight. Me, I'm just staring at a boss's ass. So,
Hey, man, I do like staring at some ass, so
you know,
that works.
Who doesn't?
who doesn't?
Exactly.
Who
Who
doesn't?
doesn't?
But yeah, it'll be at 7 p.m. Central, so just in an hour. I had to give myself time to eat dinner, so that's why we're not streaming up till 7. But yeah, I hope if people in chat want to come watch, if you guys want to watch, it's a fun time. I don't host it on Serious Play because we it is not it's not graduate level
We're not
discussion
gonna
friendly.
pretend it's academic.
Nope,
Oh
it is
my
not
God.
academic at all, and we have a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you all for
Nice.
thank you too for coming, even if it was like halfway through. I enjoyed having you guys for company.
Yeah.
I will be cussing a lot.
Fun.
Of course. I'll be
Um,
popping in this semester around 4 or 5 o'clock weekly and doing a little bit of jumping in. But you
yeah,
know, hopefully next semester and over the summer I can play a little bit more.
yeah, and it is possible that this gets moved. It will still be called Massive Multiplayer Mondays because I think it'll be hilarious to just have it on a Wednesday.
I agree. I agree.
Thanks, David, for coming. Um, there's at least some comments in, but yeah, I think this was a great first time. Hopefully, I'll get better as time goes, and we won't just be playing Final Fantasy. We can play some other ones too. But yeah,
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
we'll see. We'll see what comes up. So I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for coming, Justin. I know we got 7 people watching. Whoever's watching, thank you for watching. I'm excited to see where this show goes, and I will see you next
Yeah.
week. It'll be at 4 p.m. next week, so 4 to 6 p.m. next week for some more massive multiplayer Mondays. So
Yeet.
bye, everyone.